Okay, happy Crimson Good Tuesday, everybody. Um, oh, you know what? I don't even want to show this one first. This is all over the place. Hold on. I want to show Karl overview first. Okay. Happy Crimson Good Tuesday, folks. This is a bit of a slightly lower fi version of Crimson Good Tuesday because Karl and I were just experimenting with having, an ambitious setup requiring multiple screen shares and everything, and my computer wasn't having it. So we're super low-fi today. We're not going to have any video of us. We're just going to have these lovely little portraits here at the bottom and the caption running. But we have plenty of stuff to show. When Karl is here, he's just being super quiet. Karl, can you say hi? And then, then we're gonna
Hello.
get on here. Hello. Yes, thank you for being here, Karl. I'm wondering. See, I like to make sure people are in chat and everything before we get started, because otherwise we're just talking to ourselves, which is fine too. Because oh, there we go. Either way. Either way, good to see you. Goman-sama, good to see you as well. Okay, great. Okay, so we do have people watching us, and we're just not talking to ourselves, which I'm more than happy to do because Karl and I had a lovely conversation the other day, where he answered most of the questions I'm going to be asking him today. But for you guys, the first time, and there's plenty of interesting answers. So, thank you for being here, Karl.
Uh, Thank you for having me as a guest.
And can just to make sure everyone can hear both of us and the music. That person 122, good to see you. Ace as well. Slash Studio, no screen for Karl. Mr. Kiki as well. Happy Crimson Tuesday. Yeah, Karl is an AI. I didn't say that he wasn't. But we could have had him be a VTuber. We could have given you an anime avatar or something. Oh. Well, next time. Next time. Okay, so we're gonna get into this real quick because I've got a ton of questions I wanted to ask Karl, because Karl has a lot of really interesting art to show, and we're gonna discuss a lot of that stuff, and of course we're gonna discuss Slash Studios Betrayed Alliance 2 work, and all that, and also Karl's own game Amazing Fix, which I found myself very absorbed in over the past weekend. So let's move into this stuff real quick. First things first is, yes, so this is just a quick overview of some of the work that Karl's done. He does a broad range of stuff. You can see there's pixel art, there's EGA, there's sculpture, sketching, there's comic strips. We're gonna go through all of that. I just have a few housekeeping details to go over before we get to it. Um, Crimson Diamond development update. I'm working on the second to last animation for chapter 5, so we're getting there. Okay, good. And everyone can hear everything. Okay, great. Oh, Mr. Kiki, thank you for dropping in. Yes, and I know the time zones are a bit of a trouble. I will be posting this as a VOD on my channel. Um, uh, after the 24-hour Twitch law. So just so you know, if you're an affiliate or a partner on Twitch and you stream something on Twitch, they want you to have it just be on Twitch for 24 hours or something before you post it somewhere else. So I will post it when I can. So this is Karl's overview. We're going to get into all this stuff. First thing I wanted to show you guys, though, is that the bucket t-shirt. So I have this Fourth Wall merch store that has Twitch integration. And to show that off, I did a giveaway on one of these days, and Just a Jeffy won, which is kind of amazing. And he sent me photos of the bucket T-shirt, which I'll be showing that right now. So here's the T-shirt that he received. He got it pretty quickly, considering we're in Canada, and Fourth Wall is based in the States. He also helpfully provided a card, a 24 standard color card guide as well, to just show you guys the color quality. And here is a picture of Just a Jeffy with his bucket T-shirt, and with a bucket, and with a diamond, and with a fish. It's amazing. He's even cosplaying as Doug Herring, or what, I don't remember what I called the character, but yes.
Does
So
it have the smell?
I I what did I my memory's the worst. Oh, hey, Just a Jeffy. There's Just a Jeffy. Yeah. So this is. I asked Just a Jeffy if I could share these, and he said yes. So this is to give you an idea of the wonderful print quality of Fourth Wall has. And one of the Twitch integrations is that if you go to my Fourth Wall store right now, and you wanted to do a giveaway, there's actually this whole thing that happens when my stream is live, which you could do, like you can buy a gift or do a giveaway or anything like that. So it's kind of really fascinating. The letter 10, good to see you. We're going to move on again really quickly to the next other thing before we get into the interview with Karl. Slideshows. Okay. Oh no, not Carl's EGA Goblin yet. Soon. Okay, very soon. Next after this, really quickly, I have a Patreon, and every holiday season for the $5 Patreon patrons, I send out a holiday card that I have yet to design. But if you're a $5 patron, by the time I send out these out in the mail, you will get one to your mailbox if you'd like to have one. And if you are a new Patreon $5 patron, you will receive a bonus pack, which will include last year's holiday card, the year before's holiday card as a postcard, and my promotional postcards that I used to give out at events when I went to events. So that's all there. I have a Patreon. Oh my gosh, what is my link to my own Patreon? I don't remember. But if you go to my website, you can find a link to my Patreon, and you can find all that stuff out if you do want to support me in the Crimson Diamond. So there's that. We're skipping the trailer because we've already kept Karl waiting long enough, and we are we're gonna get straight to it now because I already feel like, my gosh, it's 8:12, and we have to get to it. So we are going to get into this first series of Karl's work. And Karl, uh, just to start off, and before we really get into the work, I want to ask Karl some stuff about background stuff. So, as a kid, Karl, what were some of the subject matter that you were naturally drawn to?
Mostly animals, creature, monster, anything that was living and moving. So,
What was
uh,
there something that you would? When I was a kid, I used to draw a lot of princesses, so I'd just draw princesses over and over and over again. That was kind of my thing. Was there something like that for you, where you kept drawing the same specific type of a creature or anything like that?
no, I was exploring pretty much any kind of life forms. I was trying stuff. I did not change that much.
Beta Human says no robots. Not interested in the robots.
Not that much, not when I was a kid. So,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I guess leading on from that, do you remember any particular books or movies or cartoons that really left an impact with you and inspired you to start drawing?
well, Star Wars, Dune, the original version from David Lynch. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, but that was later,
Mm-hmm.
not as much as a kid. And pretty much all movie where there is Ray Harryhausen stop motion, like Clash of the Titan, Jason and the Argonauts, Seven Voyage of Sinbad. I really like the stop motion. I was mesmerized by those this art form, and there were creatures, so uh, I really like that.
And just to ask, I didn't realize this, and it's kind of a bonus, but the caption is capturing both of us, which is kind of nice. I did not expect that. So I'm really appreciating that. So when you saw the David Lynch's Dune, did you like it just for the visuals, or did you actually really like it as a movie too?
I like it as a movie. I like
Mm.
the weird touch of David Lynch. I really enjoy it. I must say that the most recent version from Denis Villeneuve is not weird enough for me. It's too straight. It's too too mainstream for me. So yeah.
I see. And just more questions about you as a kid. Were you a good student as a kid, or are you did you enjoy school?
No, I don't really enjoy school. All my class were art classes since I was always drawing
Hmm.
all the time. I was not caring that much about school. Yeah, no, no, no,
And
not
you
really.
always kind of felt you were going to be setting out for a career in the arts.
Yeah, really soon I know that I didn't know what was an illustrator was, but
Hmm.
I know that some people were winning money by doing art. So I know that I want to do that later when I was 4.
When you were four, was there a particular person that you saw that you realized in your life that was making money from doing art? And was that your inspiration?
My grandfather was working for Johnson and Johnson. He was a home, how do you say, salesman,
Mm-hmm.
and he was drawing on his free time with me, and he was a big part of my inspiration. So it mostly come from there,
Mm-hmm.
uh, from my grandfather, because he liked that. It was not his job, but we had fun time together drawing stuff.
Oh, that's lovely. Yeah,
Yeah.
people are really liking the Goblin Pirate in the stream, and I do want to ask about the Goblin Pirate. This is an EGA color palette. Was this an EGA on purpose EGA color palette piece?
Yes, because since I'm working on Betrayed
Mm-hmm.
Alliance, I kind of get used to this palette, so I, 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 I take a sketch from my sketchbook. The Pirate Goblin is
Mm-hmm.
from extract from my sketchbook, and I say I'm gonna do it in pixel art in EGA palette. So
That's
yeah.
great. But this particular goblin was this just for your personal exploration?
Yeah, it was just for fun.
Hmm.
Just for
I really like the shadow of the hat is casting on his face. Really, really nice.
yeah. I really like it. I really like Goblin. I don't know why, but I love them so much.
Yeah, goblin. Let's take a look at because I know I realize we've been on the same image for quite some time, so I'm gonna move it along to a new piece here. Um, so this stuff I'm assuming is an image, a screen grab from your work for Amazing Fix. Would that be the
Yes,
case? Yes. Yeah, and I
yes,
see you're using Adobe Illustrator, so these are all vector pieces,
yes. All vectors.
right? The broad range of people that you've included, and we will be talking about Amazing Fix in a little bit because I do want to show it because I did, like I said, I do really quite like it. In fact, I do have a link to that. If people want to see that. So yes, Karl is co-developing Amazing Fix with Nicholas Baudet. It's a hidden object game with a twist, and there is a link to it on Steam, and it's early access, but it's like fully playable and everything. Yes, even
Yeah.
Myth. Yes, the vector art characters look like something from an early Broken Sword game. Sorry, Karl, interrupted you.
No problem.
Let's see here. So these are these ones, and I actually asked because there is an object in Amazing Fix that is a broken sword, and I've asked Karl, was that an Easter egg for Broken Sword adventure games?
Actually, I didn't know about Broken Sword before I searched for it, so
Well, have you played Broken Sword?
never, never,
Never.
never.
Ah,
No,
interesting. All
first
right.
time I heard of it.
Hmm. All right then. Do you have any? Are there any Easter eggs in Amazing Fix, like objects that are game related?
Probably, but there's so much that I don't remember.
I know what that's like. Moving on to so these ones I'm looking at. I guess this is a sheet of monsters. Are these monsters in the game as
Yes,
well? Oh,
all monsters from the game.
okay. Because I haven't seen any of these, so I've got a lot of stuff to unlock, which is kind of
Yeah,
exciting.
you gotta unlock them before getting them. So
Oh, so another question I suppose is, how many does the game start with objects and items versus the full complement?
really, I don't know. I mean, I have no idea. It's so many times we made so many version of it, so
Hmm.
I don't remember.
I noticed that I like to look at the kinds of colors people use because that can also be part of a style. And I did ask you what your favorite colors are to use or your least favorite colors.
I really like vibrant colors. Like I say, I try many times working with pink, but it's like it's never feel comfortable. I don't know. There's something with pink. I think I'm allergic. You know, you know, in the monster page, there's a little flying pig. It's kind of
Yes,
pink, but it's not pink. It's more peach.
yes. There's no pink
So
on this page, really.
it's, yeah, that's it. I don't know. I don't like pink.
I can't do
I don't know
purple.
why.
My thing is purple. I've never been able to use purple properly, and every time I try, I just give up.
Yeah, I really like the yellow, but when I'm working with acrylic, I always get trouble with it because of transparency.
Yes.
It's hard to work with it, even if I really love yellow.
Mhm. Mhm.
I
I
love
agree.
it and hate at the same time.
Mhm. Let's see here. Let's move on to this next piece here. So this is some of your agency work. Before we get into your actual professional work, I did want to ask about, yeah, did you receive an arts education in high school, college?
Yes, I went to I study in graphic design, diploma of college study, but in Quebec we have a thing we call cégep. You don't have there this in Toronto. I
Mhm.
don't think
No, we don't.
it, we only have this in Quebec. So cégep is the stage before you go to university.
Mhm.
So diploma of college study, 3 years in graphic design, and a bachelor degree, 3 years in graphic design. So, but I went to graphic design, but clearly I was interested in illustration. But uh, the stuff you learn in graphic design is useful also in illustration.
Well,
So
I 100% agree. My own diploma was in illustration, but we had a couple graphic design courses that I found extremely useful because those are where I learned how to, design a website or brochure or business cards and things like that. Is that the same for you?
yeah, but back then the only formation in my field of interest was graphic design. There was nothing else. So
Oh,
it's like I had a choice. So that's why I went for graphic design.
I see. And did you go into the agency directly after you graduated?
Not directly. Some years after.
Hmm.
Uh,
So were
I
you
went
freelancing
so
then?
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
But even in the agency, I was considered as a freelancer. It's just the agency was representing me as an illustrator
Hmm.
and establishing contact with clients.
And did you get
And
a lot of work through the agency?
a lot at the beginning,
Hmm.
very much.
Hmm.
But like I mentioned you, after the financial crisis of 2008,
Hmm.
uh, things went not so good for the. I went 6 months without any job,
Well,
and I was talking to anyone in the field, and nobody got job. So I say at least it's not personal.
right. Oh yeah. Oh, I actually graduated from my diploma in 2008. So that was nice. That
Oh,
was perfect timing. It's Edenway said there's no true purple in EGA, so that's good. Yeah, I mean, I think EGA was a perfect natural color palette for me because yeah, I can't do purples too well. And yes, designing business cards and greeting cards and everything is such a useful skill that if you can do yourself, super 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 handy. Um, and but Carl, so in your graphic design, did you have courses in painting and life drawing and drawing and things like that?
yes, we had observation drawing,
Mm-hmm.
modeling, illustration. Uh, we were formed to be able to do pretty much anything in the field of graphic design. So yeah, uh, we had a lot of drawing class.
Yes. Did you have courses on how to think conceptually or how to come up with visual solutions?
Yes, basic design mostly. We had lot of yeah, pretty much about concept. Yeah, we got some class about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Edenway said that this red octopus illustration looks like it would fit well in Return to Monkey Island.
Yeah. Well, I was experimenting a style for my portfolio,
Mm-hmm.
but it was my editorial approach, but it never really worked. I don't know why.
Well,
I've tried, but you know,
I have to say
I,
that,
I, I did some job in this style, but
yeah.
not as much as I want.
Yeah, some of the work that I saw of yours in this style did remind me of Return to Monkey Island. So you were doing it way back in the day.
Well, yeah.
Let's see what else have we got here. It's also this so this is the style that seemed kind of almost like a cut paper style.
Yeah, I was trying stuff, inspiration from Cubism a little.
Hmm.
Uh, well, yeah, you know.
Did they teach you how to use the digital art programs in school?
Yeah, but back then computer were more like very limited, and we had a class about Illustrator, but I was not really good back then. It's more when I begin to be on the market, then I learn everything
Hmm.
really.
Yeah, I guess that tends to be what people say is that a lot of the learning is done on the job.
Yeah.
It's funny because when I graduated, I don't even was I doing when I graduated a few times from college, but the first time I graduated, I don't think I did any silkscreen printing for illustration, and then I kind of did that all on my own later. So even a style that I used for many years, I didn't even do at all in college. So it does
Because
happen.
at college we had a class for a silk screen.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, so but when the class was off, I say I'm never gonna do that by myself because it's uh, too much trouble with the equipment.
Yes, it is.
Uh, you gotta clean your silk screen
Yes, you do.
after, so it was a kind of complicated, I
It
can
was a very silly idea to try to do editorial illustration with silkscreen, and I did it for a number of years before I came to my senses.
say.
And just went with digital, you know.
You learned the hard way.
Yes, because I realized that in terms of um, how much I was getting per illustration, just adding another 4 or 5 hours to put it through the silkscreen process just did not make any sense whatsoever. Um, but I don't know. It was one of those things that doesn't make any sense in hindsight, but it made a lot of sense at the time for whatever reason.
Yeah, well, you know, we learned.
Yes, we all learn. This piece here. So this is a pixel art piece. When did you start doing pixel art?
Uh, well, I was my first job was a pixel art job. It was for I was making icons for music software.
Mm-hmm.
It started there, but I was doing pixel art even before was when I was even before I began studying graphic design. Uh, at high school on my old PC, we had something like Paint,
Mm-hmm.
and I was already doing pixel art back then.
Oh, I see. Okay. And what program were you using for that? Was it MS Paint?
Something like that. I
Mm-hmm.
don't I don't remember very well. It was so long ago. I'm old.
We don't need to talk about that. um, you also mentioned one of your earlier art commissions was actually for sculpture. And we're gonna get into your sculpture in a little bit, but you mentioned you got to do a sculpture for a coffee machine.
Yeah, it was uh, how do it was display for a coffee machine was made of cardboard, and you put it over the machine. So they asked me to do a sculpture that was take in picture, and they made it to look 3D like when you put some special glasses,
Ooh.
like red and blue glasses.
Yes, 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 yes.
So while you were drinking coffee, you could look the machine and have some fun with
Okay.
the display over the machine.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And you mentioned the coffee company because I recognize the coffee company name. Is that a Canadian company?
Vanout?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because we totally have them here too as well in Ontario. So that's really really nice. It was just one of them that you did for one location.
I made two of them uh, for two different display. Uh,
I, so that was one of your earliest sculpture commissions. Did you have other sculptures in your portfolio to show them that you could do this?
well, um, at the beginning, I was playing with figurines. I was rearranging them at my sauce
Mm-hmm.
and painting them. And one of my friend, when he see that, he say, "Well, you could do it." So I was not really secure in because I never did that before. But my friend pushed me, and
Mm-hmm.
it kind of start my career in sculpture.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. Oh yeah. I think just Jeffy was asking about this piece here, the Quebecois Fleur de Lis guy versus the Canadian guy. Is there a story behind this?
Well, it was for my portfolio, so I was doing editorial stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of a classic Quebecois thing.
Mm-hmm.
So you know,
uh,
federal, liberal.
mm-hmm.
You know.
Just Jeffy says, "We love you, Quebec. Please don't hate us. Sincerely, the rest of Canada."
Oh, there's no wait. It's just it was for the portfolio to show that I could do concept. So
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I choose a subject like this, like
You mentioned to me that you actually, when you're working on an illustration, you work pretty quickly. So I saw these that you sent. I actually did you send these? I don't know if you sent these ones to me.
I don't know, but they are in my portfolio. So yes, this is actually for photo referencing. This is my wife. So I had like for this job I had 300 illustration to do. So
Oh,
I decided to use pictures that I was taking myself from my wife and basically retracing them because I had to go quick. 300 is kind of a lot, and time was quite short, so
oh,
I
okay.
had to
So
find a I had to find a way to push me very quick. So that was I went for the let's say how do you say cheap way? I
well,
don't know.
whatever works within the time period, you know. I'm a little
Yeah,
teapot. Good to see you. So, oh, Canada. So that's we need to talk about this. So, how long did they give you for 300 black and white illustrations?
something's like 2 months.
Okay.
It
Um,
was
and how long did it take you to do each one of these?
uh, uh 2 or 3 hours if we count the photo shoot. It was and the adjustment from the client. Sometimes we back and forth on the comments and
Were these done digitally?
no by hand. So I was inking by hand.
Oh my goodness.
Uh,
So what you said 3 months? Was this like 8 hour days, 3 months type of thing?
yeah, but it was 2 months, I
Oh, sorry,
think.
2 months. 2 months, 8 hours a day of black and white illustrations like this.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy. It was for a school thing. It was for French, I think, second language. Was for a school book.
Wow. Through.
We had a lot of things to show. Uh, they sent me the text that I had to illustrate,
Hmm.
and they were very specific about details, and that's why I took pictures because we had to dress up and take
Mm-hmm.
pictures. We kind of we had fun.
So this is your wife. So did you have did you get other friends and other family members and everything to help you with this?
It was my wife and me mostly.
Slash Studio says Inktober winner. Absolutely. Goemon Sama says the Al Williamson way. No shame in that. Honestly, um, anytime an artist does stuff with photo reference or rotoscoping or anything like this, it's a matter of, okay, well, I have to get this done in a certain amount of time. There's no shame in doing any of these things. Absolutely.
Well, they were my pictures, so there were
Mm-hmm.
no problem with
Mm-hmm.
copyright. So I say,
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Inoue did the math. Yeah. So 5 illustrations per day, 2 to 3 hours per illustration. Is a very busy job. So yeah, this was your life for 2 solid, very solid months.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy.
Did you ever see the printed work with it, where it was in
Yes,
context?
yes, they send me the books after,
Oh, awesome.
but sometimes the picture were so small. I say, why the hell did I work so much?
Yeah, how big were each of these pieces then?
uh, 2 or 3 inch size, maybe sometimes bigger, but mostly very small because you know, there's a lot of text in
Hmm.
those kind of books, so not that much place for the pictures. But I didn't know when I'm doing it, so
Right, of course not. But did they even tell you? So they didn't tell you that these pictures are going to be that small then? They just told you to do whatever.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and they because I don't think they know what they're gonna do, like
Hmm.
when they
Yeah, and when they're asking for it, which is a great thing to have from a
yeah,
client. Yeah.
they have the text, but they don't
Yeah.
have the how do you say mise en page? I don't know.
Yeah, they have the
Yeah,
text, but they don't. Yeah, they don't have the layout. They don't have.
yeah, the
Yeah,
layout. Yeah.
yeah.
So they didn't know. So
So these are all just versions of you and your wife dressed
yeah,
in different
mostly.
things. That's great. So this is through the agency, then I'm assuming.
Yes, part
Mm.
of yes. Uh,
I quite like them. Are you proud of these?
yeah, yeah, I'm kind of proud. Yeah, it was fun.
I like the style. You know, when you have that many to get through, you can't really be super tight about them. You have to be kind of loose and free with them, which is nice.
Yeah.
Just Jeffy says thanks for all the Twitter jokes and memes lately. Fun stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I just answered him.
Were these for the same textbook? These drawings, the coffee and the teapot
Yes,
and.
that's all the same. All
Mhm.
those in this style is for the same book. So, 300 illustration is a lot. So,
You seem to do a lot. You know, thinking about Amazing Fix, now you've done more than 1,000 little illustrations for this game. You seem to
yeah,
do quite a lot of volume.
yeah. But for Amazing Fix, to be fair, I kind of reuse some of my old jobs.
Oh sure, I'm not
That
surprised.
well, it was already in vector, so I say
Hmm.
why not?
Well, why not?
So I just adapt the style to Amazing Fix style, and it quite worked well.
Well, that's even better. I love when people can be efficient and reuse things. So this is one of the pieces. This is the cross section of the house for for these textbooks that looks quite a lot to me like the Amazing Fix
Well, I
house.
was doing it.
Yeah.
They asked me to do that. They say we want a house cut, so I say, oh, cool.
Hmm.
It was really like Amazing Fix.
So this what this so was this illustration job after Amazing Fix then?
Yes, after.
Okay, so you that's great because you already had so much of this stuff all set.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gomon Sama says I like the looseness of these. They don't have the stiffness that photo trace work sometimes has. I totally agree. Yeah, yeah. This really it's really like nice and relaxed to look at.
Well, I'm working a lot with the double line. I don't know if you noticed.
Yes, I did notice that. Yeah, I really like
So
it.
the double line help the sketchy look render.
Mhm.
So
Mhm. Yeah, the rendering is really nice. I like this lady's hair as well. So these are like also from the same textbook, I'm assuming.
yes, yes.
No, very yeah. It's a really nice style. I do like the double line technique. The hair is glorious on these people.
Yeah, it was fun.
Really nice. Yeah, just as Jeffy said, it's probably too much to ask Karl get Karl to play Biomenace, right? I actually, just as Jeffy, I deactivated all the channel point redemptions today because I knew today I didn't think it'd be great to have all those interruptions and make Karl sit here in silence while I play Biomenace for 10 minutes. Oh, you noticed, just as Jeffy. At least so was this one textbook? 300 illustrations?
Uh, well, there's two part of the job because the first part of the job, some of the pictures you show was 12 years ago,
Right.
and then in 220 they come back and they say we want to rebuy the rights for the pictures,
Hmm.
and we had some new ones to new ones
Oh.
to make. So do you want to make them? So I say yes. A part of the commission was the rebuying of the rights, and
Wow.
the other part was some new pictures. So some of the pictures you show are more than 12 years old, and some are more recent. And you could tell those who are more recent by the render is more clean on
Hmm.
the newer ones. Well,
Well, 12
I
years
don't.
later, that's amazing.
Yeah, I never had a job that came back from so many far away in the time. Was kind of surprising.
So were they doing a new edition of the same textbook?
Yes, and they add stuff, so they add
Hmm.
some new pictures to add.
And was it
The
all
the
your
book.
artwork for this whole textbook?
No, there was another illustrator on the job, uh, in a totally different style
Hmm.
that what I've done, but it was complementary. So,
Did the other
well,
person get to do the cover?
uh, I don't know. I don't remember about the cover. I think
Oh.
there was no illustration on the cover.
Oh no. What a shame.
Yeah,
Okay,
but school book, you know.
that's still really I've never done textbook, I don't think.
Yeah.
Uh, but that's amazing that they came back to you. Yeah, so before we get into this shoe illustration, just so Jeffy was asking a special Karl. So just to let you guys know, at the underscore special underscore Karl is Karl's Twitter handle. Can you tell us more about your recent dive into the world of AI image generation?
Oh, well, I use it mostly as a tool, like I use Google when you do a search. It's just now the search is giving you a part of the solution already, but not as a final render.
Hmm.
More like a exploration to generate concept, uh, but not for using as a final product. Uh, yes, it's really just a tool to have fun. I
Hmm.
think. Because I'm aware of the copyright issue that you're using some other people works,
Hmm.
but I already do that with pen and paper and when I'm doing a search over internet. So
Yeah,
it's not it's not a big difference. It's just if you appropriate this and you tell people that I've done this, that's the part of the problem. But I never did that. I always mentioned this is AI that done it for me. So
Yeah, the other thing about every artist has used like reference because if you're asked to oh draw this car or draw this shoe or draw the Leaning Tower of Pisa, like we're gonna need to use photo reference. The whole thing is
exactly.
is taking that reference and kind of um, incorporating it in a way that is your own unique thing. So it's not just a copy from a direct copy from a photograph or something like that. You're gonna be able to do something that will be kind of more original to you. That's where the transformation happens. And so yeah, I think artists are, I think for the most part, pretty aware of working out with sources of any kind.
For these shoes that you're showing right now,
Yes.
I had to take the picture by myself. They give me the shoes.
Oh, they gave you
Uh,
the shoes.
yeah, so I take it in picture and I basically just retrace it in Illustrator. I see basically like it was simple, but it was yeah, it was kind of simple. It was just very long, but
How long?
like I told you before, it was a 20-hour job, 12 hour a day in 2 days.
Oh, gee. So
It was
even
kind of yeah,
this
it was
color
exhausting.
part, this is also your rendering as well. Like this whole thing is completely rendered.
Yeah,
That's amazing. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, yeah. Either says trying to create the fabric in Illustrator looks complicated. Yeah, I'm completely blown away with like the upper part, like the cloth part of the shoe, like the mesh, looks great.
that was crazy.
We actually
uh,
have the shot of the wireframe for this here, so you guys can really appreciate this amazing feat. I mean, no pun intended, but my goodness.
and it was made in Illustrator 11. So back then.
I oh boy. Yeah, yeah. When Gesture Jeffy goes, wait, what? They give you the shoes and ask you to recreate them. Yeah.
But, but it's because I had to do the technical cut.
Mhm,
The
mhm.
shoes was intact when they gave it to me.
So did you have to disassemble them? Did you have to give them back these shoes?
No, no, I could keep it.
Was
It
it your
was
size?
no, but I only had one, so it was a demo.
They only sent you one shoe.
Yeah,
What?
yeah, I know it was for the job. So
So I mean, honestly, it's almost like more trouble for them to open the box, remove a shoe, and then send it to you.
maybe it was a defect. I don't know.
Where's the other shoe? And not even your size. Oh, that's oh.
It was just for the job.
I only.
I think I might have give it back. I don't
You
remember
should have
about
just yeah just given it back to them, just left it on their doorstep or something.
it.
Oh,
I don't remember. It was too long ago.
oh my goodness. So they mailed you the shoe, just a shoe.
No, I went to the agency and there the agency gave it to me.
One
The
shoe.
client gave it to the agency and the agency gave it to me
Um, and,
when
and
they
and to do this disassembled version where you can see the sole and the different parts, how would you even know how to do that then? Because you don't know what's in between.
uh I don't remember. Perhaps they send me some documentation about it,
Okay.
but I use my imagination. I
Really?
don't remember. But yeah, I think yeah, I'm not sure.
Um, the
Too long
only
ago.
the only example that I have that's similar to this is that I did once this set of magazine illustrations that were perfume bottles, and there's about I can't remember, but I think more than a dozen different perfume bottles for some fashion or health magazine or something, and they actually had a driver drive bring me these perfume bottles so I could draw them and everything from reality, which is really good. And I actually emailed the art director and said, can I smell them too so that I can like get some sort of inspiration or something. And they let me like spray them and stuff. And most of them weren't very good, but the bottles were really beautiful. And but then of course they did want them back. I was kind of wishing they would let me keep them even though I didn't care for them. It just free stuff would be kind of nice to have. But
It's part of the pay.
yeah, it really should be. But anyway, so when I was done with them, they sent a driver, some guy in a car to just pick them up again, which was kind of neat, I suppose.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen very often, Carl, does it?
No.
Do you have any other stories like that where they sent you physical things or you had to pick up a physical thing?
That's pretty much the only time. Pretty much.
And here is an illustration. So this is again that Return to Monkey Island style, and this was in a magazine. So you have done editorial illustration. as well.
Yes, I done some, but not enough to my taste. I will have liked to do more, but I've pushed, but the agency was not really. They were more considering me as a technician, so they make me made pretty much everything that was technical drawing and mostly boring stuff. But it was paying, so I
Mhm.
say at least I'm not flipping burgers.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
yeah.
Well, yeah, that's. Yeah, I think every artist has jobs like that where it could be this other thing that isn't creative, so at least I get to be a little bit creative.
Well, once I had to retrace the plan from the Montreal airport.
Oh.
They send me the AutoCAD
Mhm.
version,
Mhm.
and they say you have to make a mainstream version of the map because it was only to sell some space in the airport.
Mhm.
So I gotta remove anything technical on the
Oh.
map. So it was a boring job, but it was well paid. So
But did you have AutoCAD on your machine?
no, but you can open an AutoCAD in Illustrator if they save it in the good way.
Oh.
But uh, the way AutoCAD is building lines, everything is one straight line separate. So it's not good for working in Illustrator.
Oh
That's why
no.
I had to retrace everything.
Oh no. Oh
It's
no.
not user friendly for Illustrator.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I think another reason why potentially your agency was not that interested in pushing editorial illustration for you is because the budgets really aren't that big. Um,
Yeah, I know, but I was telling him I don't care if if it's paying less because it's so stimulating to do this kind of job was the funniest
hmm
to do.
Yeah,
The
I have to
I don't
agree
know.
because when I was
Pretty
in
much all illustrator I know want to do
editorial,
editorial.
huh?
Yeah,
I know a lot that wanted to do book illustration, but I picked editorial because I thought it was the most fun too. Um,
it's I think it's the most fun. It's the most challenging. They give you a text but
yes,
no direction and
yes. Yeah,
oh,
I really did like it. And when I was in my 3 year illustration program, and our last year we were allowed to specialize in something, and they let us choose between book illustration, editorial illustration, and advertising, and I picked editorial. Um,
you choose well.
oh well,
I,
I the,
I
the,
did have I did some advertising and it's kind of boring.
well, okay. Here, the reasoning also for editorial is practical too, because the budgets are so small that people won't take a chance on you because it's not going to last very long either. So, for instance, a magazine will be on the newsstand for like a month or a week or something. So it's a very low stakes for them. But something that's
Yeah.
a book or advertising, they mean that to be around for months and months, and that's why they're less likely to take a chance on someone fresh out of school. So that's another reason I decided I'd go with editorial. Um,
Good move.
But no, Karl. Honestly, from my perspective, when I graduated in 2008, magazines are already on the decline, and they've done nothing but decline further since that time. Um,
Yeah,
so,
I know.
so it's been that's kind of part of the reason why I transitioned into games and stuff like that, which we'll talk about because you kind of have been doing some of the similar move as well. Because the money in illustration there's not nearly as much as there are in games, for instance.
Yeah. Let's just say for me the golden years of illustration are gone.
I feel the same way. Here's another. This was also editorial illustration. This is the
Yes,
yes.
for le journal Les Affaires.
Hmm.
So it's
Did
a Montreal business newspaper.
Did you ever work for Maisonneuve?
No, no.
Okay, so that was when I did one of my first illustration jobs was Maisonneuve, the magazine.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, and here is we have the goblin. which is the same goblin that we saw at the start of the slideshow, except
Yeah,
this one is beautifully rendered in watercolor.
sketchbook. Yeah, in watercolor in my sketchbook.
Yeah. Just watercolor, or is there like pencil crayon going on there too?
Uh, some pencil crayon, at least HB pencil.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's some Prismacolor. I don't remember. But mostly aquarelle.
Aquarelle. Is this an invented language that you have up at the top? Top.
Yes, it's gibberish.
Mm.
Nothing to get out of it. It's more like a texture.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's very nice. Let's see here. Moving.
Some people have tried, and I say, "Oh boy, you're losing your time. There's nothing in that." Try to understand it, but don't lose your time.
Yes, Justin Jeffy says the Renaissance age of retro style pixel art has just begun. Pixel art is wonderfully evergreen. It's always popular. Um,
Yeah.
what do you consider your strengths artistically, Karl? What are you best
I
at?
think mostly I'm good with making concept. So the conception part, I make a lot of sketch, and I always try to see maximum of solution I could find to a single problem to solve. Uh, well, you can just in my sketchbook it shows. So
Mm-hmm.
I choose a problem to solve, and I find as many solution I could find to it, just for the brain challenge,
Mm-hmm.
just for the fun of it.
What about your weakness? What is the thing you're not so good at?
Like most artists, I'm not very good at selling what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like I'm not good on putting a price on what I'm doing. So,
And I was going to ask you about that too because I wanted some help as well because that's the thing I find the hardest thing. Do you ask other artists? Do you ask people? Or do you just sort of like, sit and stare at the wall? How do you come up with your number?
well, um, I'm looking a bit of what's on the market, and I'm comparing a little,
Mm-hmm.
and well, but no, it's hard.
Okay. Okay, so you're not going to be very helpful for me right now.
No, sorry about that.
I thought you were going to solve all my problems.
No,
No,
not on that field. No, not.
uh, yes, octopus script. And so this kind of leads me to yeah. So we mentioned in terms of favorite subject matter, you like goblins and creatures and monsters. What are your least favorite things to render?
Well, like the shoes you show sooner, anything with an hyper realistic rendering.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more a technique than an art. You couldn't master it, but I don't think there's a lot of creation in that. So it's not really a subject that I don't like, but more a process that I don't like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of processes that are painful, you did mention to me that you've done a bit of animation work here and there. Um,
Yes, once I had to work on a 14 minutes animation movie, and I did all the frame. Uh, of course, there was an animator that was animating this in Flash, so at least I didn't
mm-hmm.
have to do that. But making all the frames for a 14 minutes movie in 3 months, it's kind of crazy. And the client was picky, so a lot of back and forth on small details that nobody is gonna see it because it's only one frame. But the air on frame 4 corrected was crazy. I
Oh my
mean,
gosh. So the question I have is, so is this just something your agency said, oh, maybe Karl can do this? Because you don't really have any illustration in your portfolio.
Uh, uh, I I'm not sure I understand the question. Could you repeat it?
Sure. Yeah. So your this was through the agency. This animation job, was it?
Yes, that was to the because I was considered like I tell you more like a
Yeah.
technician,
But
and sometimes some illustrator were not there, not present, so I was kind of replacing them by imitating their
mhm.
style,
Mhm.
and sometimes my picture went to the folder of the other illustrator that I was imitating, and
mhm.
when they showed this to the other illustrator, he say, "I never did that."
Mhm.
Oh, I know that I had did a good job because if even the agency mix up the files,
Yes.
is because I will copy the style of the illustrator that was not present at the time that the job need to be done.
But the animation specifically, did you didn't have any animation? You don't. Did you have animation in your portfolio from previous things? Because otherwise, how would the agency know to ask you to try that?
I had some
Okay.
small animation, but not 14
No,
minutes.
okay, and Sled Studio is asking how many frames would that be?
I don't remember. I gotta look in my folder.
But how many frames per second were you doing? Do you know that?
It was it was a 3 to 6 frame. It was a limited animation,
Okay.
so but alone it's a lot.
So let's say let's go with 3 per second, just see vaguely. So 60 seconds, 3 per second. 6 times, oh wait, 60 times 3. That's 180 per minute times 14. So on the absolute low end, that's 2,520 frames. Absolute lowest end, and probably more, and also with the revisions.
Yeah,
Um,
it makes sense. Eh,
um,
uh,
Now, Karl, I actually know I saw this on Twitter somewhere that Studio Ghibli has 60 animators and they produce 1 minute of animation a month.
yeah, you know.
And you,
But there were a lot of recuperation also in that. So
hmm
when the character speaks, it's only the mouth that is moving,
hmm
and not that much frame. So maybe less than what you estimate, but still a lot. Enough for me to be near nervous
yeah.
breakdown by the end because it was too much. It was no sense.
No, it's I
I say
can't
never
imagine.
more. After that, I say never more. I'm touching animation,
hmm
or only small things, but
hmm
never more that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I can't. I honestly, I know that one of my roommates in college was in the animation program at my college, and I never would have even. I didn't even apply to that one because I knew there's just no way. I can't work like that. It's too much. Even before I tried.
Animation is annihilating.
Mhm.
It drives you nuts.
Mhm.
It's more like a layer thing, putting layers over layers
Yep.
over.
Oh no, I saw him work, and I'm like, this looks painful, and I can't. I doesn't. There's nothing about it that appeals to me.
No,
um,
definitely not.
because as illustrators, what we do is we take a single moment that we try to pick the best moment for the
Yeah.
illustration, and that to me is the best thing.
Mm.
And Jessica Jeffrey says, Karl, it's so cool to hear your voice. Kind of feel more connected to you after hearing such a familiar accent. Honestly, until tonight, I didn't even know you were Quebecois.
Yes, my English is kind of rubbish a little, but
Your English is really good. It's really really good, and I would not be concerned whatsoever about it. You're fluent. Yes, that studio says I kind of enjoy animating in EGA pixels, but it feels like a whole different gig than what you were working on. Are you doing any animation for Betrayed Alliance, Karl?
No, Slat is
You're
doing
doing it
it
all,
all.
yeah. I
Yeah.
actually, honestly, I don't mind doing the animation for Crimson Diamond either. It's completely different from doing traditional animation. It's
Yes,
much
there are
easier.
small animation.
Yes.
I did some for Amazing
Mhm.
Fix, as you can see, but this is small. 4 or 3 frames by elements is
Mhm.
not that much.
Mhm.
Uh,
A beta human knows French and asks you a question that I cannot pronounce.
N'avez-vous jamais essayé de faire de la BD? Ben justement, il y a un strip là. There's a strip over there.
Mhm. Mhm.
Uh, yes, I did some strip for fanzine. I
Mhm.
don't know if you have those in
Yes. Yeah.
Toronto,
Yeah.
fanzine.
Zines.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh, I never really liked the editing part, so I was involved in several fanzine projects
Mhm.
because I just had to do the fun part.
Sure.
So so I did my strip and sent them to the editor, and they put it in the fanzine.
Do you?
I never went solo because I don't want to take care of printing
Mhm.
and selling, and I was just I want to do the fun part, not the rest of it. So
Did you ever consider doing web comics so you don't have to worry about the printing?
actually, those are that you're showing
Mhm.
presently. There is a blog for this.
Oh, wonderful. What?
They are all there in French.
Mhm.
I put you some of them that I translated,
Mhm. Mhm.
but they are all in French. This one was bilingual by default. Was nice.
Yeah.
One of my favorite one.
Do these characters have names?
Yes, it's Captain Bowling and Lieutenant Potter.
Oh, I see.
Uh,
Because it's a bowling ball and a golf putter.
yeah, yeah.
Yes, fantastic.
There's an old story with that. They came from an old comic I made at college, and I keep the characters for strip, but there was another story for those.
Wonderful. Have you thought of just releasing your own, little book of comic strips or doing like a little graphic novel or anything like that?
Well, since there's no money to make with
Uh,
graphic novel, so I never push too much for that.
hmm
That's why I was liking getting involved with fanzine because it was really just for the fun of it.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Okay, so that takes us to the end of our first little slideshow. Of course, anyone, please, if you have any more questions for Carl in chat, we please do ask them and we'll get to them. I've got another set here, another series sculpture sorry, your sculpture stuff that I do definitely want to discuss with you. So we're going to get into that next. Um, I wanted to ask broadly, Carl. You mentioned that you use a lot of found objects in your sculptures, and I wanted to ask, so where are you finding these found objects, and where else do you get pieces for these?
Uh, Most of the time, upcaps come from the street because Montreal is well known
Yes.
for its potholes. So in winter, everyone is rolling with their car in puddles. In spring, there's full of hubcaps everywhere.
Oh my goodness.
So you just have to pick it up. I got 300 hubcaps in my garage
Oh
right now.
boy.
Yeah, I stopped picking them years ago because I say I don't need them anymore. And I went out of room. So yeah.
Oh my goodness. And what about
And
smaller pieces and things? Yeah.
some object some people are bringing me.
hmm
They say, "Ah, this is an interesting form. Are you interested?" And I say yes. And now I'm really picky. So when it's not good for me, I say no. I don't want that. But yeah,
Do you have some sort of system to organize all these things?
yeah. The hubcaps are in great piles. I got plastic bottles on and big plastic bags. Uh, Smaller objects are in box by category.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have a system. It's not perfect, but it's the best I could do with garbage, I guess.
What are some categories that you have? Because considering Amazing Fix has categories for items, what kind of real life categories for your items do you have for storage?
It's more like shape and size.
Okay.
See, hubcaps are pretty much all the same size and the same shape, so I put them all alone. But I got smaller object like bottle caps.
Mm-hmm.
They are not all the same, but they are pretty much all the same size, so I put it in the same box. But after that is kind of hard to organize all this.
Mm-hmm.
The worst part is when I dig in,
Mm-hmm.
find what I want because this is complicated.
I see. Think I can see in this cat part of a hubcap.
Yes, the back is
Yes.
a cap. The body is a Christmas ball,
Mm-hmm.
plastic Christmas ball, and the head also.
Mm-hmm.
The two front legs are legs of a chair, wooden chair.
Oh.
And the tail is a big copper wire
Mm-hmm.
with plastic on it. The eyes are old light bulbs from halogene.
Mm-hmm.
And the ears are legs of patio chair in PVC.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. I know. I
But
recognize.
I,
Yeah.
I cut in it so you see just the tip of it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
And there's a wire coming out from this. So do those eyes light up then?
yes, it's a lamp.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Just Jeffrey says, I appreciate most about Montreal is Wi-Fi on the buses. I don't think we have that here in Toronto. I think maybe the subways might have Wi-Fi. I don't know anymore. But yeah, this is wonderful. Carl knows how fond I am of this particular piece. Um, and this and oh yeah, going back to the cat. What was was there a client for this? Was it a personal piece?
Yeah, no, it's a commission actually.
Mm-hmm.
Because first I did I did no first person asked me for a cat, then I make it,
Mm-hmm.
and the second person see the first cat I did. He asked me if it's sold. I say yeah. He say could you make another one? I say okay.
Could you make
Okay.
exactly the same thing though, because they were just
It's
found parts?
it's not the same, but it's really look alike.
Mm-hmm.
Because I could never build
Mm-hmm.
exactly the same thing because I never find exactly the same
Right.
pieces. It's really hard to build exactly the same thing.
And how long would this take to build?
Uh, let's say 3 weeks around
Wow.
something. Well, it's not full time because
Mm-hmm.
I had illustration job meanwhile, and see, it's hard to evaluate the time it took because it was pretty much other stuff in the way.
Mm-hmm.
So, but around 3 week part
Mm-hmm.
time.
And how about this piece here, this monkey lamp? Or not? This isn't. Oh, maybe it is a lamp but it is on a
Yeah, it's
wooden
also
pedestal.
lamp.
Yeah.
Pretty much the same time,
Mm.
around 3 week. Pretty much, yeah.
Those bulb eyes are wonderful. So are the bulbs found as well? These ones?
Those are Christmas balls that I put
Oh.
some. What do you when you're doing painted glass?
Mm-hmm.
There's some paint. I put some paint on
Right.
the plastic Christmas ball,
Mm.
and now they are
Blue. Mm.
translucent
Yes, translucent.
blue. Yeah.
Wonderful. And so this is it it's some pieces metal and then you spray paint with the copper color?
I don't spray paint. It's all dry brush
Oh,
with
really?
yes,
Wow.
all
So
dry brush.
I just assumed that with these pieces it was spray painted.
No, it's all dry brush. Also the cat.
Yeah, I was
It's
gonna say, yeah, I mean, looking at this, I would just assume that you'd used spray paint.
and I do some wash off sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But dry brush and wash off mostly.
Acrylic?
Yes, acrylic.
Okay. And before you do these, do you sketch these? Do you make concepts for them first?
Yes, I do a lot of sketch in the way because I
Mm-hmm.
find some piece and I sketch some piece and I see how could I complete
Mm-hmm.
what I start because at the beginning I was doing a sketch and try to do exactly as the sketch,
Mm-hmm.
but that was too much hard because I had to find the
Mm-hmm.
piece that did not exist. So
Yes.
the new way I'm working is more easy.
Mm-hmm.
I let the piece inspire me,
Yes.
and well, so,
And this next sculpture, it's got sort of like the long nose and the goggle eyes. I see this one looks like a trophy because there's a plaque at the front of
yes,
this.
this is a trophy. It was for 2020 or
Mm-hmm.
2021. I don't know if you know, but the plague doctor was kind of it, the right subject for the years. I was inspired by the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
The pandemic,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So
Was this for
uh,
a client?
that was for the Bidilis Award.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, yeah. And what are the Betteles Awards?
Bidilis Award is an award that uh, for the best French comic book published in Quebec. But now there's even English category
Mm-hmm.
uh, for the award. So I got six trophy each year to make for this award.
Wonderful. Six. That's a wonderful. Beta Human says robot. Yeah, so finally we got into some robots. There's going to be a bit more of that as well. Or they have a robot look, although I don't know if they're necessarily robots.
There are some robots
Mm-hmm.
in previous years.
This little squirrel is wonderful.
Yeah, it was also for the BD
Mm-hmm.
the same year, but the mascot for the event it's called the FBDM.
Mm-hmm.
It's an event for comic books in Montreal, and the mascot is a squirrel. And they asked me, "Could you do a
Mm-hmm.
squirrel?" I say, "I could try,
Mm-hmm.
but I think I made pretty well
Squint.
with garbage."
Wonderful. Another plague doctor. This is actually wonderful. Wonderful. The painting you mentioned, yeah, the dry brushing and things like that.
Yeah.
Um,
This was also the same year I made six Plague Doctor,
mm-hmm.
but different color because there's a color code for the depending of the award.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
blue is for Quebec, red is for independent, white is for world, green is for young, jeunesse.
Oh,
You
young
say
people, yeah, yeah,
yes,
like youth.
yes. Uh, yeah, that's it. So,
Is the base as well found? The wooden base.
yes, it's my brother have a lot of wood in his shop, so he give the scrap part,
Mm-hmm.
and I recycle them.
How much working do you do with the items? I mean, you've got these hubcaps. You sometimes have to cut into them and everything. You have all these home hardware construction type of machines at home.
I don't need that much machine, but it's because I'm mostly working with plastic, so I got a cutter, a
Mm-hmm.
scissor, exacto,
Mm-hmm.
knife, and drill to fix things apart. A glue gun, of course.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
That's it. that's pretty much it. I don't and a screwdriver to screw everything together, but I don't need that much tool. That's the
Oh.
beauty part of it. It really low cost.
Wow. So the hubcap you're cutting, I thought hubcaps were made of metal, but they're not.
Uh, Most of them are in plastic. Some
Okay.
of them are in zinc,
Okay.
but most of them are in plastic. So
Oh.
I cut them with sisal.
Okay.
Uh, is
Oh.
that sisal? Yeah.
Well, I think what you mean, like these kind of clipper type of like a spring-loaded clipper, maybe, or something heavier.
Well, well, it's a well, I don't. Well, it's a saw basically.
Yeah.
Well,
So okay. Eating with dressed up as a plague doctor for Halloween, and one person said it reminded them of Spy versus Spy in the Mad comics.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's true.
Yeah. This is color, especially. I feel like.
Yeah.
Here's a blue version. So I see like the top of like a bleach bottle or something, the handle and everything, or
Yeah.
something like
Yes, yes, it's an handle for the beak.
that. Mm-hmm.
So, and I close the tip with a plastic spoon. So, but I merge it with a paste, a sealing paste.
Okay. Um,
Basically, plaster with plastic. So,
this
and the body,
the body.
yes, the body is also a bottle,
Yes,
plastic
you
bottle.
can see that we have a plastic bottle handle there. Um, it's yeah. So the challenge, I suppose, there's six of these things, so that they don't have to be identical or anything, but they should look sort of maybe similar. So you have to find similar pieces.
But the years before they were not similar, and it was a lot more job. So
Hmm.
to make my process a little bit more efficient, I decide
I
to
see.
make all of them mostly the same to
Okay.
save time.
Oh, I see. Very good.
I mean, anyway, those who are winning are only winning one, so it's not like
That's true.
they.
That's true. That reminds me. Speaking of hubcaps, it's funny because I think my mom had a friend that only had two hubcaps, so she put them on the same side of the car because you only see one side of the car at once.
Brilliant.
Justin Jeffrey says, "Fun to witness Julia remembering her français. Jeunesse equals youth. Jeunesse, yes. Um, yeah, we did a little bit of French. I stopped taking French in I think grade 10, so I know because you're part un petit peu de français, but not much, very little, and
It's good.
less and less every year.
Yeah, like my English, if you don't practice, is it's not that good.
It's honestly, I'm always impressed. I'm not bilingual. I'm trying to learn Japanese. I'm doing like Duolingo. I've got a 696-day streak on Duolingo, and trying to watch Japanese TV here and there. But I am impressed when anyone can speak two languages at all.
Oh,
So,
Japanese is probably easier than French, I guess.
but at least with French and English, if you know English and you're trying to learn French, the grammar is the same. There's some
Yes, and a lot of
similarities.
words are the same
Yeah,
actually.
yeah, and
But
honestly, like it's the same set of like symbols. It's the same alphabet.
yeah, it's true.
Um, but no, Japanese is fun to learn. It's a good challenge. It's a very different style. It's a very different style of language, and the symbols are different. So here's another Bredeles trophy. Lovely.
Is there a reason why you're learning Japanese in particular,
Oh yeah,
or?
yeah. Well, my parents are Japanese, but we didn't speak Japanese in the house when I was growing up because my mom was learning English, and so she wanted
Okay,
to learn English, and so her English
but
is really good.
but your parents are speaking Japanese, so if you want to practice, it's easier.
Yes, yeah. I try to speak a little bit of Japanese when I speak to my mom and things like that.
Okay.
So that's good, but I mean I could be doing more with it. But so here is, I guess, when you mentioned that in previous years for the trophies, you were doing like very different ones, and so this would be one of those years then with this
Yes,
array.
and
Yes.
it was a lot more job because you know now I'm finding one recipe and I repeat.
Oh, but I really
So
like that bird, the yellow bird in the middle. Wonderful.
Yeah, I like it too. He's
Hmm.
cute.
Oh no, Beta Human's gonna make me. So Beta Human is doing was giving us French, and now he's giving us Japanese. And I'm gonna try to say いいえ、フランス語とすべて日本語のがすごく uh, difficulty しよ. I forget what the word is for difficult, and I can. It's not 難しい. 難しい? いいえ、フランス語とすべて日本語の方がすごく oh, I can see. I can kind of do it. I can kind of do it. So what it says is, um, now French is harder than Japanese is harder. I'm gonna say Japanese is harder than French. I'm not sure if that's what that says, but that's what I'm gonna translate it as. And Beta Human said, uh, that's it's tadashi, but tadashi soda, tadashi something da, which is correct. Which so I'm learning. I'm I could have very basic Japanese comprehension.
Well, it's better than mine.
Ah, okay, Jesse Jeffrey says, to our American friends, Julia learned French until grade 10 because it was basically required. For all Canadians, I thought even if not Quebec, I could be wrong about that. Yeah, so did you have English classes in school?
Yes, we had English classes.
And
But I don't really learn a lot of English at school because it was very limited. The funny part is the the best way I learned the English is by playing Sierra games because
Sierra games, yes.
it were text parsers, so you had to learn to write what you
Yes.
want.
Yes.
So
Oh,
that's it.
wonderful. And here is one of the years where you did the Plague Doctor series.
Yes.
There's two red ones though.
Yes, because there was independent French and independent English. They
Ah,
opened a new category in English because at the beginning was only French.
okay.
But in Montreal, the comic book community in English is pretty big, so
Mm.
they decide to open it to them because it makes sense.
That's wonderful. Just seeing them as a group is very wonderful. Like they all have the same little eyes and the same unimpressed expression.
But
Um,
you see, they all got a bit of difference.
mhm.
When I say I could not make all the
Mhm.
same, because it's really hard to find all the pieces. But basically, the model is the same.
Yes, that's wonderful. And the eyes too. What are the eyes made from?
You know the little tea containers
Yes.
in metal that
Yes.
yes, that, and I put some sunglasses plastic that I cut the right size to put in it, so make some neat glasses.
Wonderful. And this is another uh, s- series of the trophies of the similar kind of
Yeah, last year.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
the
this is last
goblin.
year. Goblin. What are
Like
the
I said,
teeth?
teeth are a plastic spoon,
Mm,
but the handle.
okay. It's your goblins. Your fascination with goblins.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I love them.
I think maybe partially it's that they're very anarchic. They don't follow rules. They just do whatever they like.
Yeah, and they look dumb and funny, dumb, and yeah, I
Ah.
think.
What is the part of their bellies? What is that made from?
Uh, don't worry. The small ones is a base lamp that I recover with plastic yogurt butts part.
Mm-hmm.
If you go in Instagram, you can see all the stage
Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
of making them. So it could answer a lot of your question.
So yes, please. Nightbot just gave us links to Karl's Instagram there, as well as Twitter, and there's a YouTube link as well for to visit his studio virtually, so you can see how he's got everything set up as well. So please do visit that. It's very interesting to see all that and how that works. Yeah, here's a close up of the bird. Oh my goodness. This is yeah, and I like these eyes. What on earth are these from?
Those are doll eyes.
Oh boy.
So,
You found a
yeah.
doll.
No, actually, I cheat on that part. I buy
Uh oh.
some set of eyes for
The
I see.
this demon devil. What are his horns? And
It's garden hose with what I put on the tip. I don't remember.
mhm,
uh, but it's a garden hose. It's a
very
part of a
nice.
garden.
And this is another kind of a. This is definitely some kind of a robot. Wonderful,
Yes.
wonderful, wonderful. Um, this looks like it would come from a game. This kind of
Yeah.
Hydra sea serpent or something. It's,
This is the head is made out of a plastic crab you use toy in the sand.
I see. I can see it's upside down.
You see the pincer? Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I put two eyes over it, and the tongue is the handle of a sand shovel. You
Okay.
see the
Sure.
sand shovel part, and I
Yeah.
cut it and put some filling stuff.
Uh, well, but these are really really truly fun to go through and to look at just to see all. There's a story to every single one of these things. Also the same year, this gorilla, the blue gorilla,
Mm.
which might be one of my favorites.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Nice.
Jabberwocky 84. Yeah, this blue is amazing.
Yeah, it's
Really.
called blue phthalocyanine.
Hmm.
It's one of my favorite blue.
Oh, it's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And here,
Because
this is a. I guess I'm. This is a Halloween costume, or just a mask.
that was actually just for fun, not even for Halloween. I was working on an helmet, and after doing the helmet, I say, why not taking picture? And
hmm
I just put what I found on myself to make a quick costume, but it was just for the photo shoot. And actually, I use it for Halloween after that, but it
Amazing.
was not the intention. The intention I had.
Wow. And also, Carl, and if you go to that YouTube video, you can see just the huge. He's got huge kind of mask type of sculptures on his walls and things. Stuff that probably was never really. It's just for display, not really intended for to actual wear as a mask.
No, no, too big.
So what was the inspiration or the decision to make those huge faces?
Uh, Quite honestly, I don't know. But well, I start with an homage to spaghetti western.
hmm
The good, the bad, and the ugly. I made three pairs of eyes,
Ooh.
replicate the trial you got at the end of the movie. So if you put it on three different walls in the exhibition place, as the spectator, it replicates the movie experience because you're the fourth wall.
Interesting. Oh my
So
gosh.
yeah, I had fun with that, and after that, I keep up with the face for a while, and that's why. Yeah,
Awesome.
it's all start from Western spaghetti.
Dave, thanks so much for the sub. Jabberwocky 84 asks, are those milk jugs?
Yes,
This
yes,
yes.
milk jugs. Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, Dave. Yes. Hello, mystery humans. Thank you, thank you. And then this as well. Really lovely piece. Another lamp.
Yes.
Was this a commission or a personal piece?
Personal piece, still at home. I'm not selling this one.
It's gorgeous. The body, the head part.
Uh, the head part, it was a hanging globe
Mm,
for exterior lamp.
okay.
It's plastic. It's really cheap actually, but when it's painted, it
Yeah.
look classy.
It looks extremely classy. Darevor says, "Oh, this is the famed Karl Dupéré. Hello, hello. Yes, this is Karl Dupéré-Richer of course, working currently on Betrayed Alliance 2 with Slat Studio. Does a bunch of other things. We've just gone through a lot of his illustration work, work with an agency, but also personal work and sketchbook stuff. And we're just into the sculpture stuff. We're going to move on soon to his work on his own game, Amazing Fix, and then we're going to get into the Betrayed Alliance stuff to finish off. Because we definitely have EGA in common. And I definitely want to ask him about the techniques that he uses for that. Oh, just last studio says another awesome piece. I'd be scared to own something like that because my kids would break it. Yeah, do you have these things all plugged in and lit up in your studio?
Lit up only when I need light, but yes,
That would be
they are
amazing.
working.
Jabberwocky 84 says, I love the webbed part between the legs. Yes, the webbed part. It really
Uh,
makes it.
yeah,
Do you remember what that was from?
plastic yogurt
Oh,
pot.
plus yours. Yep.
It's really a crappy piece, but when you sand it, paint it,
Yes.
it's magic.
It is. It honestly, I say that every time, but it is magic. It reminds me of every single home decoration show. You know, when people do like, oh, easy to do home decoration. Just people pick up junk and then they just spray paint it gold, and then they just stick it on their bookshelf, and it looks great every
Yeah,
time.
that's a bit complicated, but more complicated than that. But yeah,
Oh no, no, absolutely. Definitely an elevation. That's for people who they can't do they I won't say they can't do much more than that, but yeah, it's kind of like a craft anybody can do, which I think is really
yeah.
nice. Dearborn says upcoming Betrayed Alliance LP. That's a good question. I've been mostly doing stuff from back in the day, back in the 90s and stuff. I've been working on Cruise for a Corpse. We've only played it twice in 2 episodes, and after Karl tonight, I am planning on playing a little bit more, if we have time. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if about playing the modern stuff that's coming out because there's so much old stuff that I've never even looked at or played that it's really cool to be able to play some of those old ones as kind of time capsules of that era. Jabberwock84 says, thanks for this interview, Julie Minamata. No, I really thank you to Karl for being such a wonderful guest on this and being patient when I was trying to figure out all my technical issues and deciding we're going to do something really stripped down today just to make sure the things are running smoothly. It's always
Well, like
good.
what?
No, go
Well,
on.
like I told you, I'm very glad that you take the time to take interest in my stuff. So all thanks to me. I mean, you. I mean, yeah.
You what's great is because I think I've said this to you before is that there are certain stuff we have in common here because yeah I started as an illustrator and I went to school for it and everything, graduated, tried to make a go of it as an illustrator, and then eventually started to transition into other things. And it's nice to know that okay, I have this experience that isn't just me. Other people have experienced these same difficulties or the shifts of the industry, and we can all find ourselves together in one place doing kind of similar things, which I think is fascinating.
Yes.
Saucier says, "Don't play Betrayed Alliance until we get book one updated with Karl's awesome work." No, I did not know this, Karl. This is the first time I'm hearing that you're actually updating the graphics for Betrayed Alliance 1 as well as working on 2.
Well, the work you see, it's mostly that.
Oh, it's updated Betrayed Alliance 1 work.
Yes, yes.
Oh, I thought it was for Betrayed Alliance 2 this whole time. That artwork.
I only made some creatures for book
Oh.
two,
Oh my goodness.
but
Okay,
uh,
I was completely mistaken then.
that's why I mostly always showing old and new
Okay. Okay, right, right,
comparison.
right. Okay. Yes, okay. I'm good we had this conversation because it cleared that up. So here's another about Bedelay's trophy.
No, this is
No?
for another award. It's
Oh.
called Horizon Imaginaire, so imaginary horizon.
Mm-hmm.
It's for fantasy and sci-fi literature.
Wonderful.
Uh, So yeah, at the beginning there were no concept, so I say maybe we could work around a vehicle that
Mm-hmm.
to travel in the imaginary horizon.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful.
The client liked the concept, and we keep it for now. I did 6 or 5, I don't remember. I think it's the 6th year I made those. Uh,
Goemon Sama
it's
says very steampunk looking.
Yeah, yeah. I love steampunk. Uh,
This is it's so really it's nice to see this kind of a fantastical vehicle. It seems like you've cornered the market on providing trophies for creative awards.
well, actually, the first time they asked me to do the first Bidelis award, I was supposed to just put some decoration on a box, and in the box there was a chocolate medal.
Okay.
But I say I'm gonna build you a trophy out of the box, and they were not sure. And I sent some sketch, like 30 sketch, and they kind of buy the concept, and after that they keep me.
That
So
is
I
amazing.
I kind of create my job.
Yeah, that's the best way to go. Absolute best way to be.
I didn't know it was to be like that for many years after, but yeah.
Did you contact this one, the Imaginaire Horizon one? Did you contact them
No,
about offering, or how did that come about then?
actually, they follow me on the BDS award for each year I was doing it. So they saw and they say, "Could you do the same thing for us?" I
Yes.
say, "Indeed."
That is amazing. This is, for anyone else who are art folk out there who are trying to get the type of work that you want to get. This is a wonderful lesson in how to do that. You got to actually have stuff produced that you can show people to say this is what I can do, or taking that initiative that Karl did when when he took that box and he had come up with ideas for a trophy and things like that. So all from that, basically all from making these designs from the chocolate metal box to this piece. These things are all connected, so that
Yeah.
initiative is so important to have. Slash Studio says, in terms of Betrayed Alliance 1 update, the artwork is about halfway done, but a lot of programming and fixing things is done. Music is still a long way off. Got to retool a lot of the programming for the updated rooms, added some new features, and fixed some things here and there. Awesome. And so, yeah, I didn't realize the programming and music were also being redone. That's really, really cool. So this also, I can see from the plaque that this is for the same set of award, the same award here.
Yes. And still, it's a fanciful vehicle. So
Yes, it's such a great idea for this. I can see why they went for it because it is wonderful and gives you so much freedom to do whatever you like.
yeah, it's very fun. I really like this award.
Mhm. Here, yeah, here. This one is good because from your blog, I was able to take some different views.
Angle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
angles, different angles of it, which is wonderful. So this will give you guys an idea. 'Cause this is important. And I included this because you can get an idea of the size of these things. Because so far we haven't really had any sense of scale for the awards. Um,
This is my small stuff actually. The rest is pretty big.
So this is amazing. Like to think, you might think that these things are little teeny tiny little trophies, but no. I mean, this is one of the smaller ones, and look at the size of it compared to this guy. So you're really getting one of the coolest things you could possibly receive as an award, and it's completely unique.
Yeah. And I got got a nice job in a way that it's an award, so it's prestigious. So you,
Yes.
even if you don't like it, you still like the award. So
Yeah. Yeah, and you will keep it and you will display it.
yeah,
And it
exactly.
makes it something that people want. Like it's covetable, right? The type of an object.
Actually, the Bidilis, my trophy put the award on the map because
Ah.
before nobody was talking about
Mm-hmm.
it. And when they saw the impact of what I've done with the trophies, they say, "Wow,
Mm-hmm.
you gotta continue with us because it helped the award to be known
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Absolutely.
amongst the comic book
Mm-hmm.
uh, author. Because is that author? How do you say author in English?
Yeah, author.
Author.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, yeah.
And creative people are the type of people who would appreciate this the most, as well.
Exactly, because there are mostly uh, awards for
Mm-hmm.
literacy
Yeah.
prize
Yeah.
award. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they are creative people. So a boring laminate plate. I mean, yeah, who want that?
Yeah, yeah, this is so much better for everybody. It sort of works for everyone. Everyone wins. You get to do this work that you enjoy doing. The awards, they have a higher profile. People get to know them more. The recipients can appreciate something that's completely unique and creative. And also the people that you're receiving these things, for you, Karl, like you're like, these people are really cool people and creative people. Have you ever connected with any of the recipients after the fact, and have they ever expressed their thanks about how nice this trophy is?
Yes, some of them are have win years ago, and they still talk to me about that.
That's
So
wonderful. Yeah,
they
wonderful.
tell me where the trophy is displayed in the house.
Oh, that's amazing. And see, they're
Yeah.
really cool. I'm sure they're really wonderful people to know, because yeah, they really have put their lives into creative pursuits the same as you. So I mean, you guys have a lot in common, I'm sure. Wonderful. Here's an interior shot. I wanted to show this. Wonderful. A close up. Look at the level of detail. Here we have little in the cockpit.
Yeah, my father-in-law is doing a lot of kit model,
Mm-hmm.
so he's giving me the spare parts. So I'm
Oh,
using them for those.
excellent, 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 excellent. Uh, and here's another one for the Horizon Imaginaire. Blue, your favorite blue.
Yeah, the
With the
fellow.
gold, with the gold trim. That's the key. Yeah, and I love these views at every angle. Something to look at. Look, great propellers and stuff. Are these airships or undersea ships?
Undersea ships.
Oh, okay. Because
Oh, but
you don't know.
it could
Maybe
be
both.
whatever you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
Whatever you want. Jabberwocky 84 asks, "Are you in France?" Maybe a stupid question, but who knows?
oh, I mean Quebec.
French Canadian.
Yeah.
The wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, these are fantastic. Like, I guess it's a spoon. The up on the lower lip, maybe
Yeah,
spoon.
a
That's a
spoon
spoon. Yeah.
with a maple syrup bottle for the end.
Yes, yeah. It's funny because there's some products I feel like I recognize some of this packaging, um,
Yeah.
product and stuff. Oh, and see, this is where you can see the inside there. These put the seats and everything. Wonderful. Really, really good. I even like the seam on the handle, because that looks like something that would have been molded from, like the metal piece, if this was an
Yeah,
actual ship.
I could have sent it,
Yes, you could have.
but I let it like this.
Yes. I think it was a great decision, because yeah, it gives it that industrial feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even just putting the detail of putting those rivets in. So what are the rivets on the metal
This
there?
is a paint that you use to put on shirt and add volume to
Yes,
your
puff paint.
picture. Puff paint, yes.
Yes.
So
Excellent.
it's
That's so
puff paint,
smart.
and the puff paint after I put some gesso on it, and after I'm putting the paint.
That
So
is, oh my gosh, I never would have guessed, but that's a really amazing, amazing use of puff paint.
yeah, I find this by try and error.
Hmm.
At the beginning, I was trying with white glue mixed with some soda.
Hmm.
Well, it was not working, so I had to try some other stuff, and I was looking around on the internet if I could find a solution, and I finally find something.
Yeah, puff paint would be, I can't even imagine. It's probably such a versatile, um, material to use for this type of modeling.
Yeah, yeah, it's working good.
Dave Moore says, "Oh, related to adventure games, the Classic Gamers Guild Discord had a post asking for beta testers of Colossal Cave Adventure. So anyone who's interested in that, please, yeah, go over to the Colossal Cave Adventure Discord and the CGG Discord and see about being a beta tester if you're interested." And Dave asks, "What is puff paint?" Puff paint, it's most often used on like T-shirts or sweatshirts. People will put like you'll draw something or write something, and then I think I don't know about yours, Karl, but I thought that if you had to iron it to make it come puffy, or does it just dry puffy?
Uh, they say you had to iron it, but you see, like this, it stay kind of puffy. It's like a very dense acrylic. So
Okay.
I guess if I want to make them more puffy, I had to iron it, but I could not because it's on plastic. So
Yeah. That would not be wise. But I actually wonder if the heating it is it for the iron is just to make it fix it so that when you put it through the washing machine or something, it's not going to come off. That was my understanding
I
about it.
think it's like in serigraphy.
Hmm.
When you do it on a T-shirt, you had to iron it
Yes.
before you wash it.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's probably the same reason.
Yes.
The since I'm putting gesso over it and I'm not
Yeah.
gonna
No.
wash it, it's okay.
No. Absolutely. Oh, Davor says, I think I have a shirt I got at GDC where they made the shirt in front of us by ironing. Yeah, they've got all kinds of really cool ways. There's puff paint. Of course, there's iron-on transfers for either dark or light shirts. Which is dark for iron-on transfers for dark shirts are actually kind of cool, because I think I think it's translucent or something. The part that iron-on transfer. But this is I like that. Yeah, it's got this little undercap, the little spoon undercap thing. What kind of gold paint do you like to use? Because do you like particularly shiny ones or anything? Because I'm always looking for really shiny gold paint or gold paint markers.
It's a rustic gold
Okay.
actually. Because I like steampunk, so too shiny is not good.
Okay. Right, too shiny.
Uh, so a little bit tarnish.
Mhm. Yeah, that works for
And
this.
I do a wash off of brown
Mhm.
over my gold, so
Yes.
it's not too shiny.
Yes. Absolutely. Um, yeah, and there's also some I can see. There's some parts where you kind of painted so it looks like a little a little bit worn or something in some places.
Yes.
Yes. And then here we have a mask. Kind of. Is it an actual mask or just display piece?
This is huge.
Okay.
You see, those are hubcaps.
Okay. So that's
You,
huge.
yeah, it's huge. You see all the hubcaps
Yes,
around
there's
the
like
eyes?
there's
Uh,
seven hubcaps here, maybe eight.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7.
Hmm.
Yes. And
Wow.
no, this is huge.
Okay. It's really hard to tell with these. So I'm really glad we had that one picture with
And you
variety.
see the mustache?
Mhm.
It's a pink flamingo.
Oh my
In
goodness.
plastic, it's cut in two, so each part of the body is the mustache.
Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah. This is your solution for how do I get use seven of my hubcaps out of 300.
Yeah, exactly. That was one of my constraints is to find a way to use as much as possible as hubcaps. So when I'm doing sketch, I draw a lot of circles. So I say,
Oh my
yeah,
goodness. No, you that was a really smart use of hubcaps. And this is I think the last piece for sculpture. It's kind of sculpture, kind of 3D art. This I guess Nefertiti piece.
yeah. That was a commission in
Mhm.
my early days. One
Mhm.
of my first commission I did.
Mhm.
I don't really remember all the pieces. It
Mhm.
was there's a disc in the face.
Yes, yes, three and a quarter disc.
Yeah.
Yes.
But the rest, car parts. I don't remember. The background is made out of cardboard,
Hmm.
and I cut all the hieroglyphs
Oh my goodness.
by Exacto.
Uh-huh.
So it's really carved in. So
Wow.
and I write my name. Uh, the last character is my name, so it's my signature.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic. And all this is all, again, you paint over with the acrylic and everything, and the weathering is really nice too. So was this for this was this an agency commission, or was this just a private commission someone requested?
Private.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Uh,
excellent.
for a mom of one of my friends.
Oh, how big is this? I mean, well, I guess we have some sense of scale because we know how big a 3 1/4 inch disc is on our cheek, so it's pretty
Yeah,
big
it's not
still.
huge. This one
Mm.
is, but not small, but not as huge as the other one.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Uh,
And that is the so we're gonna move into the amazing fix stuff. I only have a few things here. Actually, oh no, okay, I have to show. Okay, I'm gonna try to open up a browser window for this one because I was gonna show the Steam page, and we're gonna see if everything grinds to a halt. And Carl and I mentioned this. We might try to get a bit more ambitious near the end of the stream in case things crash horribly. At least you guys have had this much, to get to hear about Carl and see his work. So then we're gonna move into the dicey part of the evening, where at any moment things could collapse on us completely. Oh, Gomansam asks, would kinetic sculptures be something you'd like to try?
well, I don't know. It's kind of complicated when you're working with garbage to a functional. Already the lamps were complicated, so kinetic. I'm not really sure about
Mm-hmm.
that.
Okay, okay. So, I have amazing fix up. I'm just gonna. I think. Let me adjust this here. So I'm gonna play the little trailer. I'll show the screenshots and things as well. Hold on. We're gonna try to figure this out on the spot. Just a bit of background about Amazing Fix. So this is a game that Carl made with his friend Nicolas Baudet, and it's a hidden object game with a twist. We talked a little bit about it earlier. It did have an earlier iteration as a Flash game. And could you kind of walk us through how you came up with this idea? First, for the original Flash game, how long it took you guys to conceptualize it, how long it took to develop it, and all that.
At the beginning, Amazing Fix was supposed to be a management game about home renovation, house flips. But while working on it, we kind of find that was more interesting to make a hidden object game. So we kind of take that way. But we kept the categories that we had in the management game at the beginning
Mm-hmm.
to classify object. So that's what the twist was about. That I never saw this in another hidden object game that classify object the way we did,
Mm-hmm.
and well, it impact the whole gameplay about it. It's mostly that.
And it was a Flash game originally, so where would people be able to play this back in the day? And when was this?
It was available on multiple sites, but the place where we had the most success was on Congregate.
Okay.
It was over there. We had kind of million play, something
Whoa!
like
Oh my
that.
gosh!
Over 12 years, of course, because yeah, it was a kind of a huge success. Too bad for us, we did we did not manage to monetize the game that much, so it was just publicity
Mm-hmm.
revenue.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that much. So.
Mm-hmm. But then you guys
Well,
decided
now,
to reformat it for Steam release.
yeah, and to work on metagames because metagames is what is adding value
Hmm.
to the replay, and also metagames help to monetize your game because you have things you could sell,
Hmm.
and that was the problem with the first one. We had nothing to sell, so, we had a huge success, but no money in
Hmm.
return. So
Hmm.
the problem with the original version. To answer the
Hmm.
question of what is a metagame? Metagame is everything that is around the central games, but when you have an inventory or you have achievement system, anything that kind of improve the, the game itself. I don't know if I'm clear
Yeah, I
about.
think for as an example, so I played some of Amazing Fix over the weekend, and what happens with it is that you're looking for all these different kinds of objects, but when you as you're playing it, you when you do certain achievements or anything, you kind of earn in-game money, and then as you're doing as you're playing it, the more stuff you can unlock, like new items to look for, or characters or things like that. So that would, I guess, I'm assuming would be aspects of the metagame that you're talking about, Carl.
Exactly, yes. So the more you play, the more the game is becoming interesting.
Yeah, and it starts already very interesting because I played it. I was going to play it for a little bit as research, and I ended up playing for almost 3 hours in one evening. And yeah, I started to you play more, and then you unlock like, oh, here's a new object that will show up randomly in the levels, because each level is generated randomly when you're looking for items, and so you can play the same levels over and over again. And some people indeed have played the same levels over and over again. There's some reviews on this. When you look at the reviews, there's some people who have like 80 hours in the game, 400 hours in the game, 600 hours in the game, because yeah, it's a matter of like finding objects. There's different difficulty levels, and there's different game modes too that you can play, and so across all that, it's a great way to just wind down and relax and just focus on looking for stuff. And I found it, yeah, extremely nice way to spend my time in a way that I know I can repeat and have it be a different experience every time.
And some of our players are saying that this is a perfect game for OCD because it's kind of like that to classify items and find things and
It's very it is, I think it's somewhat therapeutic. When I was playing it, it's something nice to concentrate on. And it's got a little hint system if you get a little bit stuck as well. But yeah, I'm gonna play. Let me turn this music off here that I've got on, and I'm gonna play you guys the trailer, and then I'll show some screenshots for it. So let's see here what I can do. Right, so there you go. And so yeah, here's some of the screenshots here. For you can see like these different. So you can see this first one. It's a simpler house, as you go on, you can get more challenging house, more complicated, more items and everything. And there is some strategy involved in the category mode. You can see each there's these different sets of categories here, and you only have a certain amount of moves. So this screenshot shows you have 100 moves. You can see some of these things that, like for junk, there's 160 pieces of junk to find. But if you try to look for the junk and find all the junk, you're going to run out of moves because you need 160 moves to get here. And so the strategy is trying to clear out a whole category, because after you clear out a whole category, you get awarded with bonus moves, and so you have to pick and choose your categories carefully in order to win enough moves to finally get around to completing the junk pretty much near the end. So that's kind of as challenging as it gets, and it's not super complex or anything like that, but it's just enough to keep me engaged at least.
Well, you explain it very well.
Yeah, whoops.
Could not have done better.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. And also, you saw in the trailer, you can zoom in to certain areas because you can see in some of these images, there's a lot of very tiny things in the distance, but you can zoom into those areas and get a good look at what you're looking at. So that's kind of helpful as well.
See,
And
now that I'm thinking of it, it's some of the part of the house is looking like my garage.
yes, well, yeah, like your
Full of
garage. I
junk.
see. Okay, yeah,
Uh, full of junk.
full of junk, but interesting junk that it makes engaging little sounds when you click on them. I also we mentioned that you do some of the conceptualizing for the game, and then you do the artwork for the game.
Yeah, sometimes I submit some ideas.
Hmm.
Uh, Nicolas is super open to any kind of stuff. If it's not too complicated
Hmm.
to make, why not?
And how many items do you estimate you've made for this game?
Around 1,000, but I count kind of fast. But considering Small's animation, objects upgrade, it's around 1,000,
That's
something like
amazing. Judge Con, good to see you. It's good to see you on the Colonel's Bookquest stream as well. Yeah, it seems like Carl, some of your work, there seems to be a common theme of a lot of thing. 300 textbook illustrations, a 14-minute animation, 1,000 plus objects for this game that you still are making bits and pieces here. I noticed that the most recent update was this summer, where traffic signs were added.
Yeah, yeah, but we are working part-time because
Hmm.
we need to make some money on other jobs. So
Hmm.
yeah, but it's still in progress. It's slower lately, but it will go back to a certain level of productivity
Hmm.
eventually.
Do the two of you have any ideas for other games that you might be interested in developing in the future?
Actually, other house for
Hmm.
Amazing Fix.
Hmm.
Like the first one was a veteran's house.
Hmm.
This is the Victorian mansion, but we could probably do some other sets.
Hmm.
Maybe other thing than a house, pirate boat. We had an idea about the Goblin Tower
Yes.
once. Perhaps we had not stopped yet on the idea, but we are probably going to make another version with
Fantastic.
another setting, uh, reusing a lot of elements
Of
to
course.
save time, of course.
That's like without even a question. That's absolutely the way to go, especially when you have so many items.
Yeah, and a lot of items are recycled from the
Hmm.
first game,
Hmm.
actually. I just update the graphics because some were kind of rubbish, so I
I s-
made it better. Because originally in Flash game, the picture were pretty small
mhm.
and there was no zoom. So when I start using the graphics with the zoom, I say, oof, this picture. update. No, but when it
Yeah.
was supposed to be small,
Hmm.
it was okay. But when you zoom on it,
Yeah.
it forgive a little bit less. So I gotta adjust the some of the elements.
Yeah, and it's not pixel art either. Like this is vector art too, so there's you can't
Yeah,
hide under behind any kind of low resolution or anything like
exactly.
that. And yeah, I can see how the other building kind of buildings would have like themed, like maybe a selection of themed items that might only show up in that type of house or
Exactly.
setting. Did you have any goblins in the game? Because I haven't seen any yet, but that's not to say that they're not
No,
there.
no, but probably will come.
Fantastic. So yeah, I'm just put that link again in chat for anyone who's interested in playing a very relaxing and categorizing, organizing type of game that it's got a lot of nice little pieces of art and stuff. Please, yeah, do check out Amazing Fix on Steam. It's in early access, but it's fully playable, all the different modes and everything like that. And because the levels are randomized, you can play it repeatedly. It's a very nice diversion, for sure.
Eventually, we're going to work on the achievement system
Mhm. Really
and
good.
probably a demo also.
Wonderful.
Because in our case, since we kind of try a new kind of hidden object type of game, is not the usual your kind of hidden object game.
Mhm.
So a demo could help uh, some people making a decision
Yes.
about buying it because it, it's not uh, it's not what kind of game you are used to when
Mhm.
you think about hidden object games. So it could help
Yeah.
demo for that.
Yeah. Ambrosine is installing the game right now. Fantastic. Um, I just one more question before we move on from Amazing Fix. But oh, now of course now I've completely lost the question that I was going to ask. Oh yes. So is this something that you might consider having on like mobile game, like iPad or something?
Uh, it's part of the plan, but
Hmm.
it's complicated.
Hmm.
Definitely, this game is not for a phone because
Well, you
maybe
never know. Maybe it
iPad.
is. Maybe it is because the smallness might be a good challenge.
Yes, but if we did a phone version, probably a room by room or something like that, because the full house on a phone the screen is too small, and with your big finger trying to get the exact.
Well, you could have extreme zooms. You could zoom and zoom and zoom.
Yeah, but we talk about it,
Hmm.
but we did not find the solution yet.
Hmm.
So we it's part of a plan.
Okay. I'm definitely looking forward to more of it, and definitely planning on playing it here and there over time. Um, so, I think it's a job well done, and I'm glad that you guys decided to bring it over after Flash has kind of been is no more, not
Yeah.
supported anymore.
Well, thanks for trying it. I'm
That's
glad
great.
you like it.
I do. I like it quite a bit. Next, so we have our last little slideshow here, and Carl has committed to being here until 10:30, so we have about 15 minutes left with Carl, depending on how he's feeling, and we're gonna try to get through
Well,
some.
I could stay more. It's okay.
Okay, just in case, because I don't want to keep you any longer than you
No,
already
no,
have.
it's okay. It's okay.
Let's pour one out for Flash. Yes, definitely Slash Studio. But yeah, let's get into the Betrayed Alliance stuff. So that's the first question, of course, is yeah, how did you get started working with Slash Studio on his game?
Well, Slat was posting on Twitter about his game, and I asked him, "Do you need help?" He say, "Yes, but I don't have money." I say, "I don't care. Just want to have fun." So we say, "Okay," and we start by doing some monster for the book two
Hmm.
creatures. And after that, he asked me, "Would you be comfortable trying redoing some of my background for the first book?" I say, "Yeah, I could try." And my first try was in Photoshop, but still it was too heavy. Well, I save it in BMP,
Hmm.
so he had to retrace my picture I did in Photoshop in SCI Companion.
Hmm.
So I was feeling a little bit cheap, so because I was supposed to save him time, and now he had to retrace all I did. So I say, well, I'm gonna learn
Hmm.
SCI Companion to help you save time, and that's how it starts
That's
basically.
amazing. So SCI Companion, so for those who don't know, SCI Companion is a version of the type of software that Sierra was using to generate their backgrounds back in the 80s and the 90s. And what it is, it's a step-by-step drawing program that is vector based, I believe. And so we're hoping that maybe partway after we finish through the slideshow, or maybe partway through this, we're hoping maybe Karl can attempt to share his screen and show you what that looks like. And I'm kind of hoping we'll get there too. Um, because I tried it for about 2 minutes and I said, I can't, there's no way I can do this. What was your first reaction when you saw SCI Companion?
I had some issue with it, but since Lat was there to answer my questions, uh, I get over it uh, kind of quick. Uh, my first picture was hard to do, but already at the second one, I was feeling more comfortable. Was not the learning curve is quite fast because there's no many options in there, so it's kind of limited, but
Mm-hmm.
it's the advantage because you can learn it fast. Because there's compared to Photoshop, with
Right.
uh, you can do the same thing but in 20 different
Yeah.
way
Yeah.
in Photoshop. Depending on who use it, nobody is doing the same thing with Photoshop,
Mm-hmm.
but with that, there's only one way. So,
I see. It's sometimes having a limited tool set is very nice. Definitely
so
for that
that's why
reason.
the learning curve
Mm-hmm.
is kind of short because there's no yeah, there's pretty much one way to do the
Right.
thing.
Was this your first time? Speaking of learning curves, was this your first time working in the EGA color palette?
I think so, yeah. The first time I worked with a limited color palette, but EGA,
Mm-hmm.
I think it was. But back then was when I was working on my PC on old stuff. It was EGA,
Mm-hmm.
but back then uh, I did not realize that I was working with a limited color palette because I had no choice, so it was that, and yeah.
Someone asked me this question once in regards to the EGA color palette, and I've always liked this question, so I'm going to ask this question to you. If you could add one color to the EGA color palette, what would it be?
Uh, um, yeah, I have to look at something between the yellow and the brown, like
Yes.
a beige or something like that. Peach, or I don't know, but something between yellow and brown because the contrast is so big
Yeah.
between those two colors. I say must be that.
Beta Human says orange, and honestly, Karl, you're very close to what I said as well when someone asked me this question. I would like a warm yellow, like a warm orangish yellow.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, because aren't a lot of choices when it comes to yellows in this palette. There's only the one because the dark version of it is brown, which is nowhere near yellow.
Exactly.
There's four different blues, which is nice, but it's the balance is a little strange.
Yeah.
Looking at this piece here, it's really wonderful to see um, the use of like the atmospheric perspective. You got like the grass as you go further, it takes on the cyan dither, so that you've got it. It's kind of blue, more blue in the background, and then the mountains out in the back. They as they start falling even further back, they get less gray. They get less contrast as well.
So
Um,
so now you see the old, the new.
hmm
The old was from Slat, and
Yes.
the new is from me. So you see that's why the old and the new always, because it was to show the
Yes,
progress.
yes. I hadn't even thought about it. Yes, absolutely. And here's another one, of course. This is the path. Another indication. So yeah, you've strengthened the indication of the foreground versus the background as
This
well.
is one. This is the first one I made in Photoshop,
Okay.
and Slat had to retrace it because it was too heavy made in Photoshop. It was like 60K.
Too heavy for SCI Companion 60K.
Yeah, so
Wow.
you had to retrace it. So I say after that, I say okay,
hmm
I will learn uh,
SCI
S
Companion.
SCI
I'm so
companion.
spoiled because 60 kilobytes to me is very small, and to most people it would
I
be.
know for me it was small, but you have to keep it under 20.
Oh my,
So
what?
yeah.
Oh
So
boy, under 20 kilobytes every room.
so when I'm working, I'm save it and I'm looking the weight and I say okay, enough detail because I'm gonna bust it.
Okay, so wait a second. So yeah, so more detail, the more I guess the higher volume, like higher number of lines that you're using, that's what adds to the size of the file?
Yeah, kind of. The more operation you make on the
Okay.
picture, the more it adds files. So you better know what you're doing. Don't 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 fool around.
Okay, so are you drawing directly in? You're not drawing directly into SCI Companion, then you must be conceptualizing it separately. And I have seen some of your sketches.
Yes,
Um,
I'm doing the sketch.
hmm
And after that, I scan the sketch and I open the sketch as a template in uh, SCI
hmm
Companion. And once I have the sketch as a template, I just retrace it, basically.
Oh boy. Okay, so I might want to see a demonstration of this, but let's go through a few more of these backgrounds, and we'll attempt a demonstration of SCI Companion. Because that could be really I know I'm interested, and it would be super helpful for me to see that. Slash Studio says I don't have infinite floppies, Julia. That's true. I'm so sorry. Yeah, like I said, I am very spoiled about my 120 kilobyte rooms. Um, Dave asked, did anyone here go to Adventure X? I did not go to Adventure X. I did stream in the Adventure X Steam event. So on Sunday, I think I streamed. No, wait, Thursday. On last Thursday, I did a stream on the Steam event page for the Adventure X thing, and I played through the demo and I showed the tutorial page and I gave some developer commentary on that. So that's as close to Adventure X as I got this year. Yeah, you got to be smart with your draw commands on SCI Companion, evidently. Yes. All right. So let's keep moving here. Another one of your before and after the new and old. Your cave. So do you have any particular EGA games that you like the art?
Space Quest 3, I
Mm-hmm.
really like what they did. If the Tentacle, was that EGA
That was
or
not. That was VGA.
no? But I really like the style.
Yes, the style's great.
Uh, Quest for Glory
Mm-hmm.
was good also. Uh, oh, the King Quest 4
Mm-hmm.
also. King Quest 1 was kind of kind of limited, but it was one of the first one they did, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
What I like about the Space Quest games is how they do light, because the light is not always natural
Yeah,
light in those games. So that's what I find very appealing about those EGA games.
yeah. Space Quest was really good for that.
Mm-hmm. Another wonderful, yeah, upgraded artwork. So are you working on the art as well for Betrayed Alliance too?
Apart the creatures I make, no,
Okay.
but eventually the book one will be finished,
Mm-hmm.
so perhaps
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this room is really amazing. This interior here, um, like a
Yeah,
post office or something. This one might be one of my favorites.
it's messy.
Yeah,
It's amazing fix again.
yeah. No, it's true. You got to every single one of these papers you have to click on. It's junk.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is wonderful. I mean, this is I guess you had perspective classes in drawing school, in art school.
yeah, a lot of
Oh
them.
my goodness, because you're definitely stronger on that than I am. I usually say it's good enough and just wave away any I put furniture in front of stuff so you don't have to see all the bad perspective that I'm dealing with. Um,
Yeah, but that's why I'm doing sketch before. I
yeah.
could never do that without the sketch directly on SCI
Hmm.
companion. It will be too hard. Without the sketch, I don't know how could I make it.
Well, yeah, these ones. Well, I kind of just it's almost at this low resolution perspective can get a bit challenging because there's only certain how many different places can the line be, and sometimes it's just not quite right. It's not matching up.
Yeah, I know. But
These buildings are also really, really, really something else. I really especially like that slanted roof on the little shed part and just the lighting and
yeah,
everything that's on there. Really good. And when Slat Studio was saying that there's a lot of stuff that still has a lot of work to get done, but when do you guys and Slat Studio, maybe you can answer this better. When do you anticipate you'll be able to release the updated Betrayed Alliance 1?
this is definitely a question for Slack,
Yeah.
not for.
Dave said, I usually say it's good enough. Wait a second, I could have sworn there was a sort of obsessive perfectionism about a Canadian museum. Maybe that was another streamer. Oh my goodness, the my museum exterior, it's like honestly, the perspective is probably not that great. I just as long as it looks good enough. I honestly, I'm not that technical with my perspective. The cave interiors are nice. The purple that you are getting from the magenta, dark magenta, and the light cobalt
Yeah,
purple, that's a nice effect. Did you go through a lot of different versions of what kind of colors you would use for these? Because that's what I find I do a lot with my backgrounds.
I had another blue version,
Mm-hmm.
but we think that one was better, so we kept that.
Mm-hmm.
So
But dithering in SDI Companion, how does that work? Are there fills that are dithered?
yes,
Okay. Okay, so that must save space then.
yeah,
Okay. Slash Studio says, I've released a version of it halfway done as I've redone the coding, but it's very hard to say with book two in the works, and Brandon is focused on the music for book two, so I'm not sure how the answer when will be ready I'm not sure how to answer the when it will it be ready question. Gotcha. Okay, so Adair says one thing that's nice about SCI Companion is that it's very easy to try different dithers. I see. I really also like the variation of the grass that you're getting here. It's it's difficult not to just make it solid green, which is definitely not that interesting visually.
Yeah, and I worked so much on that.
Well, I
I
could
was
definitely
not
tell.
sure at the beginning.
Hmm.
I was really not sure. I'm always doubting when I'm working.
Well, well,
And the more I
mhm.
doubt, mm, the more I'm on the good way most of the time.
Yes. Oh yeah, absolutely. Um,
It's painful, but you know,
yeah, you sometimes you know you can't tell until you've tried it really and come to some
yeah.
stage of completion with it. Otherwise, you don't get the effect. But yeah, oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, the close up here and the further away version. Wonderful, nice bits of architecture. Gonna go through a lot of. Oh, this is wonderful. So this is this cave here with the cyan lighting, and the you can how it's lit. This might be one of my favorite cave interiors. I would say, really
Yeah,
nice
I like
stuff.
it. It's
Yeah, good effect. And so this was your first time using the EGA color palette. I'm kind of like blown away that you're achieving all these wonderful effects.
oh, like well, like I say, I got some Illustrator
Mhm.
experience, so
Mhm.
not new to the job. Just a new palette, but 22 years as an illustrator, it kind of helps.
Oh, absolutely. I definitely think. Well, I mean, thinking about all the illustrators and artists that were working in those on those games back in those times, they weren't dedicated pixel artists. They were inventing pixel art, but they were traditionally trained, painters and artists and things like Mark Ferrari and Doug Herring and all these people. So
Yeah,
I think it really helps. And this is probably my favorite building that you've done so far that I've seen. Um,
yeah.
really like the shingles are nice. I have shingles in my game and they're much more regular and boring. Like this is like really fun and visually interesting shingles and the way that the shading is on them as well. So appealing, very appealing. More
Yeah,
caves.
yeah, as you can see, I'm using perspective, but I'm
Mhm.
playing with it
Yep.
also. I distort it a little, so it make it more organic, less
Mhm.
cold.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Absolutely. It's more. It makes it more inviting. I think to have that. And the fact that you can play with it shows the level of skill that you're working at with these things. And just this again, this kind of lighting here that you're doing, like these two light sources here, happening. Yeah, it's just.
I kind of use what Slat have done originally on the
Mhm.
floor,
Mhm.
and I project it on the wall also.
Mhm. Mhm.
Because you see, the floor is
Yes.
pretty much the same, but
Mhm.
uh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen any EG art that looks quite your style either. So, therefore, we're saying he loves the style, or they love the
It's
style.
because I'm an outcast.
I think there's something to be said for not yeah, being original and just taking the palette and taking the tools available and just doing whatever you want to do with it and making it be effective, whatever that happens to end up looking like. And this house is the same house. I can see like you're using Slat's house and you just kind of adjusted things around it.
Yeah.
Quite a good house. And yeah, this attic is lovely too. Again, attic room. Lots of perspective lines. Do you use perspective grids when you're sketching these out, or just do them by hand?
Uh, by hand. Uh, I put uh, I don't know how you say it in English. A point fit,
Yeah, vanishing point.
vanishing point. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but I'm doing it loosely,
Mm-hmm.
not just more like uh, a guide, but not absolute.
Mm-hmm.
So I cheat sometimes.
Well, yeah, we all cheat. And let's see. Dave said he likes the cave scene by the waterfall. I'm not sure which one that was. You're referring to Dave, or you prefer the Slats version over the Karl version. So this what I really like about this the cellar, or not the cellar, the attic, is how you kind of this irregular framing that you're using on it, and then you can kind of see the ends of the wooden part, the wooden beams are
Yeah.
black like that, and then you kind of use the slope of the roof for the room. I think that's really really a nice little touch.
Yeah, I think it's my influence from Amazing Fix because in
Mhm.
Amazing Fix I'm
Mhm.
doing the same thing with the house structure
Yep.
when I do the cut. So I think it came from there. So,
That's great. Yeah, I think it's a wonderful way to frame things. And here is the sketch for that piece actually that we were just talking about. So here it is, the attic, the attic room, and then here is this the sketch with paper. It's quite nice. And another sketch here for a different room here. And were these done? These were done by hand and then scanned in. You said as templates.
yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And yeah, here's that wonderful little basement room. All those rafters. Yeah, go on some of the sketches are a lot of fun. So let's go back to that sketch. Yeah, this is the sketch for that basement. And then we have. So I don't have anything like this on mine because I just work directly in Photoshop. So I
Okay.
really appreciate seeing the sketches too because I didn't think EG artists worked from sketch.
Well, probably because I'm not a real EG
Yeah,
artist.
I wouldn't say that. But I think what you had said earlier about the amount of planning that's involved when you're using SEI Companion, you kind of need to have that. Really, you can't just
Yes,
figure it
because
out in SEI Companion. It's not made for that.
yes, if you want to keep it as less heavy as
Hmm.
possible, you gotta be almost first shot in
Hmm.
SCI Companion.
Yeah. So you have to have everything set already that you know what you're doing, which creates this necessity for these wonderful, wonderful sketches. Dave Roy says I definitely make EGA sketches, but they're on their own layer on the file. Yeah, I just do like a layer of sketch and then I just draw on top of it, and then eventually, because you guys have seen my sketches, like the introductory sequence of the Crimson Diamond stuff is all that's all sketch stuff that we've been updating, but I don't actually have pencil paper stuff. Yeah, the roof in this prison is really nice. Yeah, and the
Yeah,
lighting too.
like I was mentioning to Slat, like a week before I visit an old how do you say that igloo. Uh,
Igloo. Oh,
system, yes.
okay. Yeah.
An old sewer system in Montreal in the old town. Uh,
Catacombs.
no, it's really an old sewer.
Okay, sewer.
So the roof was just like that,
Amazing.
and I saw in my documentation that some of cell in Middle Age were built exactly like that. So
Ah.
I get inspired by my visit of the sewer and the documentation. So
Wonderful. And I love that chain that you have hanging in the foreground. The lighting on it is just really 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 excellent.
yeah, thanks.
Really amazing stuff. And then more caves. Nice looking caves. And so for these, did you have any visual reference for these types of rock formations?
Uh, n- uh, not really.
Hmm.
Drawing, as you see, I pretty keep the layout
Hmm.
that
Hmm.
Slat had made because I could not modify
Yeah.
that much.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
it's more a rendering thing than.
Hmm. As well, this the mountains and things. Waterfall. Oh yeah, so this I guess the therefore you mean this cave scene by the waterfall is that you mentioned an earlier one I think. I actually Slat I do really like your mountains. I do. I like the abstraction of them. I like the color use. I mean maybe they're not necessarily what you intend for this style of game, which is kind of a medieval fantasy setting, but there's something really compelling and original about the way that you've done your mountain Slat. So I agree with that, how they're rendered. Another interior. I remember this room. Yeah, I played some of Betrayed Alliance one, the original version. Yeah, it's a good room. Oh, okay, it was okay within the cave. Okay, gotcha. And here is that. This is wonderful. Yeah, I really love seeing that. The plan. And it really does help when you have the layout already decided and you're just refining it, because a lot of work is that compositional stage. So it's nice that when you don't have to do it.
Yeah, like I say, I mostly retrace it and work on the colors. So
That leads us to the beginning of the Betrayed Alliance piece again. Let's see if I have my Betrayed Alliance. I had a. Okay, yes. But that's old now. I don't think Betrayed Alliance Book 2 is now on Kickstarter. I just tried the abbreviation shortcut. But anyway, there is. I'm sure on the Kickstarter you will also find other ways to get to Slash Studio. So I'm sorry about the out of date information. Yet. So Karl, do we want to really try and crash this stream to end off?
we could try.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're going to try to do is we're going to attempt a screen share where we're going to have Karl show us SCI Companion and potentially show us how he works from a template to a finished piece. Slat, I'm so scared. We're going to try this.
So I'm trying now?
Yeah. So why don't you, when you're ready to share it, just try to request the screen share thingy, and then we're going to try to set this thing up. Okay, so there it is. Okay, so I'm going to try to just show this part. So hold on. Don't do anything yet because I have to organize it all on OBS. So let me find that. Okay, hold on. Don't do anything yet. Don't do anything yet.
Nope.
Okay, I'm going to start a new source, a new window capture. This is SCIC. Okay, and we're going to use this. Okay, great. Okay, and I'm going to trim the sides here, and then we're going to. Okay, so here is SCI Companion. So hopefully everyone can see that, and hopefully clear enough view of this. Okay, so Karl, if you could try to walk us through and introduce us to some of the the most commonly used tools that you use and how you would do this.
The first step, like I say, I will go and load trace image. So I'm gonna get Grotto, which was my next one. So yeah. So you got the sketch and the layout. You can work on the opacity like this. Now I just have to retrace it like that.
Okay, so so that's the line tool. So you've got line, and then you've got fill, and then you've got dither fills.
Exact. So, but for the first step, I'm just retracing it, and after that, we'll have to use the filling tool.
Okay, so you're doing the big shapes first.
Yes, I'm doing all the outlines. After that, I could work on colors. So you see, it's not that complicated, and since I'm very well prepared, there's no hesitation because I know exactly what I'm doing. That's why the sketch, I think, is so important.
Yes. All right. I'm really curious because I'd like to see the dither fills and all that type of thing in colored lines.
Oh, I could do something just for the fun of it. Let me close that shape. Well, okay. Going to choose a color. Let's just say this. You see that? And I'm gonna remove the. See?
Sure. So that's a dithered fill.
Yeah.
Right.
I could zoom so you could see better.
Oh, and Slash Studio says, and all I have to do once he's done is put in any control and priority colors. Okay, so that's what we have right now.
And I could remove it and choose another color. And, see, it's kind of easy.
Wow. Okay.
It's not that much trouble.
Well, you fill in the color with the solid dither, but then if you want to create sort of like a spot of light on that shape, you have to create another shape and then fill that in with a solid color?
Yeah, just say just say it's a straight of light. I'm doing that,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to get say that. You see,
Mm-hmm.
so light could come up from
Right.
the top, and well, it's not the perfect example, but
Yeah, no, no, this is very compelling. Please continue.
uh, but I don't know. Is there something you want me to show you,
Yeah,
or
so when you have parts that, sometimes on the ground, for instance, you'll have parts that are not dithered and they're not solid, they're kind of texture pieces. How are you doing those? Just all of them are little closed shapes?
I could use lines.
Are lines always
Uh,
1 pixel thick?
no, you see, I got a
Yep,
dither line.
yep.
Yes, like that.
Oh, okay, 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 gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. So,
So I could work like that and make lines in dither.
okay, and Slash
Or
says you cannot fill over
or
anything but white. Okay.
yeah, that the painting only on the white stuff. I had to learn that because
Hmm.
at the beginning I was not understand what I was doing. So uh,
Okay, so only over white. So if you fill something with something else, you just have to go back a step. And
yeah, Control Z and
hmm
back. And
and
you
then
can
did.
always go in the command and go back.
Oh,
So
I see. Okay.
if I go back in the command, you see,
Oh, sure. Okay. So that's your history. Okay.
yeah. So exactly. Go back to what I've done,
And
and I
you can.
also delete it so the picture will be
Okay.
less heavy.
Right. Right.
Remove those. So yeah,
And oh, it's just along the bottom how many bytes it is. I can see that.
yeah,
386 or whatever bytes. 278.
yeah.
Okay. And so, is there a way to preview what you've done then? Can you play through the draw steps?
Like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so that's how you do that.
That's how I do my time lapse video with this.
Okay.
So it's very simple.
Amazing.
You.
I love it.
So you see, that's pretty much it. It's not that complicated.
It's still somewhat complicated because yeah, eh, it's more complicated than just doing it in Photoshop, and you have to admit that.
Well, I kind of get used to it.
Well, sure, of course.
My first picture was hard. My second was a little bit harder, but now it's feeling natural. Really,
That's
I know.
amazing. And so, so when Slat implements this into the game, so when you save, what kind of file format is this?
What kind of file? Good question. Maybe Slat could answer it better.
Yes, a Slat. What kind of file format is this SCI companion thing? Because how do you load this into your game and have it
it's a
do the
it's a
steps?
pic file, PIC pic file.
PIC, and that's with the AGS slash Studio. It's a .pic resource, and slash and Adventure Game Studio recognizes those, including draw steps. Because I'm really interested. I mean, I'm not gonna do my own game like this, but okay. Slad is not using Adventure Game Studio. Slad is using SCI. Okay, so that makes sense because then that would be just natively compatible. Gotcha. Wow, that's I'm very impressed. It's a true to life SCI game. Wow. Yeah, I cannot claim make any such claim. Mine is an imposter. Yeah, Slash Studio says limitations and all. The limitations Slash Studio limitations are what help. I think they really can help with the creative aspect of it. So it's wonderful, Karl, that you take the patience to learn the new stuff, and it has a wonderful impact, I think, and definitely makes makes the backgrounds like a tenth of how how big mine are. This is fascinating.
Well, it was fun to learn. Like I say at the beginning, I got some problem with it, but
Mhm.
that answered my question, and I kind of fix it quickly.
Mhm.
Those problems were not those that huge, so
Right.
small problems.
Thank you so much for like. I'm glad that this didn't crash the stream, and we got to actually show some stuff. That was very glad and relieved. So thank you for taking the time to show that to us. Um, we're gonna pretty much wrap it up now, but I do before we go, I do want to ask you about computer games because we're making computer games after all. So what are you playing? Have you playing anything lately that you have been enjoying or recommend, or would you like to talk about games that you've really enjoyed in the past potentially?
Uh, in the past, back then, I was playing a lot of Civilization.
Mm-hmm.
Was kind of addict, so I gotta uninstall the game once and get back to work because I was playing a little bit too much. So now I'm not really playing games, I'm more doing it. So,
Mm-hmm.
I, I, but the way I know that I want to make games is when a game had an editor or a sandbox,
Mm-hmm.
I was spending more time in
Oh.
that than in the actual game. So I realized quite quickly that that's what I want to make. Not
Mm-hmm.
not playing the game, but playing in the editor, and that was the fun part. So
That is amazing. Yeah, that's really interesting to discover that about yourself. So, what had a really good editors and what games did?
Civilization
Mm-hmm.
had a good editor.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I also play a lot of games like Roller Coaster Tycoon,
Mm-hmm.
which is basically a sandbox. Uh, even some simulator games add some editor to make your map. So I was spending more time in that than in the game. So
That's amazing. That's
yeah.
really cool. And my last question for you, Karl, tonight, and thank you so much for being here and being such a wonderful guest with us. My last question for you is, how do you envision your career and all that going forward? Like, what would be your dream arrangement of how you're gonna work and make a living?
Well, actually, I would like to make more sculpture.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that in a way it pays,
Mm-hmm.
and some gaming like I'm doing actually.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much illustration. I kind of uh, live all the experience I had to live out of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know. In French, we say "j'ai fait le tour," and also
Did
I
it
don't
all?
know. Yeah, I did it all.
Mm.
Yeah, been there, done that. Yeah,
But yeah, it's been there, done that.
yeah. That was the expression I was looking for.
Would
Been
you
there, done that.
would you consider making like box art game for your games or your own games, that type of thing? Would still doing illustration just for your own purposes?
Illustration for my own purposes, not really.
Yeah.
For a game, yeah,
Yeah.
but just for me, I will do sketchbook,
Mm-hmm.
but uh, playing in Illustrator just for the fun, not really.
Mm-hmm.
More for the if there's a special need like Amazing Fix need picture,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, okay, but just for that, with no meanings, no.
Mm-hmm.
It's really just a tool for me. The 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 fun part is where, like I say, I'm more an analog.
Mm-hmm.
So fun part is more where I'm not in front of a computer all the
Mm-hmm.
time. or when I'm doing pixel art, because pixel art is close from analog in the way it's not that complicated
Mm-hmm.
uh, uh, compared to vector illustration, which is a bit more not complicated, but not user friendly.
Right.
So yeah.
So at the moment you're kind of you're almost there, I think, right? You're doing more sculpture commissions potentially.
Actually, right now, no,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm working on it.
Mm-hmm. So
So
promoting your like kind of trying to get more work by approaching other places.
yeah, and I'm trying smaller format,
Mm-hmm.
more easy to sell, because the big piece people love them, but they got no room for them. So
Right.
even if they have the money, they
Mm-hmm.
could not buy it. They don't know where to put it.
Mm-hmm.
My house is a museum. There's not even a free space
Oh.
on any wall. All the walls are full. But I have the true excuse of not having a wall. But
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so I'm working smaller pieces, experimenting lately with some mask, and
Mm-hmm.
we'll see what it will give
Like
as a result.
maybe online store, like Etsy store or something like that to sell your work. You ever
Yeah,
think of
well,
that?
I'm not really online.
Okay.
'Cause I'm kind of paranoid, so I'm not making anything related to money online.
Okay.
So it's kind of complicated. Yeah, I know, but being paranoid implies certain things. So
Well, no, I think we all have to be careful, about safety and privacy and all those things. I have a PO box, so when I send out my Christmas cards or I send out any my newsletter, like in Canada, we need to supply a mailing address attached to any type of digital type of mailing list subscription or anything like that. And so I have a post office box I renew every year just so I never check it, but I legally need to have an address to tie my stuff to, and so I do
okay.
keep one. Yeah, that type of a thing. And I guess my very last question, but very related to what you've just talked about, is yeah, if people want to support you in your work or follow you and all that, Karl, what's the best way for people to support you?
Cheer me up, I guess. But you can follow me on Instagram,
Hmm.
Twitter, Facebook, pretty much.
And I've
Yeah.
just put down in chat. I have put the links that the Karl just mentioned, and his Instagram, his blog, which is in French, but you can. I still got to enjoy all the wonderful photos. It's a good place to see those things, and also you can find him on Twitter at the special Karl, all one word. Um, and yeah, and just keep. Oh yeah, also wish list or buy Amazing Fix. If you're
Yeah.
yeah, if you're into that type of thing, I think that'd be a great way to support Karl as well. And yeah, I mean, follow that project so that when it does come out, more updates and things like that, or anything like that, we could enjoy it because I know I will, and I'll look forward to that coming out. But yeah, Karl, I just want to say, yeah, this was awesome. I'm so glad we could have this conversation because it really I feel like I want to try SAI Companion again, although um, probably my my sense of what I can achieve will probably prevail and say, Julie, just stick to what you're doing. But you've made it look so appealing and approachable that I at least want to play with it a little bit. Um, but this has been wonderful, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what all the other stuff you come up with.
Oh, thank you for having me as a guest. It was very pleasant.
Yeah, I'm so glad that yeah you had a nice little it's kind of not too bad here. Like the chat is always a wonderful place to be, and it's kind of supportive and comfortable environment to be in. Um, and when after I have Karl go, I will play a little bit of Cruise for a Corpse. I think it looks like I usually sign off at around 11:30 or so. So we'll play a little bit of that. But yeah, I just want to say it's Karl again. Thank you so much for doing this. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Happy
Yeah, thank
Happy
you.
Crimson Tuesday. Yeah, and if you want to, do you want to have any last words?
Well, thanks again for everything. It was very great. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, and yeah, Carl, thanks so much. I'm gonna let you go now and get a good night's sleep and have a wonderful rest of your week.
Thank you.
All right, have a
You
good
too. Have
night.
a great. Yeah.
Okay, bye, Carl. Thanks so much.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, so that's Karl. Karl Dupéré-Richer was our guest tonight. So thank you so much to him for being on with us. And we're gonna go on to a little bit of Cruise for a Corpse because we do have a little bit of time. Oh, and where's my? Oh, you know what? You know what? I don't have a camera right now because of Discord was on just now. Hold on. Maybe I can add a new webcam. I don't have a place for my face to be. Hold on. Let's try this. Is this gonna work? Okay, good. I can get myself back on. Okay, that's great. That's fine. Okay, here I am. I've been here this whole time, but I'm back on. Yes, and yes, Dave says thanks. Gomez, have a great interview. Judge Khan says thanks, Karl. What an interesting interview. Yes, thank you, Karl. That's yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much for staying longer than we had planned to hang out and to show me show us all SCI Companion really. So that's really wonderful. But yeah, we're gonna move on to a little bit of Cruise for a Corpse tonight. I'm gonna turn this off. Turn off the music. Get into show and tell mode. Oh wait. Oh yeah, I need to copy in my own face over again. Hold on. Copy face over. So we're going to do this for about half an hour more of this. Oh, you know what? I feel like I'm a little tempted to actually do the demo. Well, not the demo, but the trailer. For anyone who's watching, actually, you know what? We're going to do it. Why not? We're going to do it. Okay. I'm going to show the trailer. I'm going to introduce myself. It's 11:03. I'm Julia Minamata. I'm making the Crimson Diamond. I'm going to show the trailer. Then we're going to play Cruise for a Corpse, and then we're going to wrap up. Okay, here we go.
Crimson, Ontario was once a prosperous, lively mining town. But that was a long time ago. Now it's quiet, nearly deserted, and some folks aim to keep it that way. Nancy Maple is an aspiring mineralogist assigned to follow the trail of a dazzling diamond. An intriguing cast of characters has converged under one roof, each meaning to get their own way. Or else. Will Nancy untangle the mysteries and machinations before it's too late? Will the sleepy town of Crimson shine once more? Find out in The Crimson Diamond, an upcoming adventure game by Julia Minamata. The Crimson Diamond demo is available on Steam and itch.io for Windows PC and Mac OS.
Yes, why the heck not? We're here. And of course the trailer goes out to Judith Butler's lover. May they return to us sometime. Next week we should have a Dan. So I'm going to say that before I forget. And we'll hopefully we will. But let's get into some Cruise for a Corpse. Okay. Oh, and I got to turn down my desktop audio because Cruise for a Corpse a little loud. A little bit of a loud game. Okay. And yeah, my Nightbot just put down my links. So if you have come into the Karl interview late, I will be posting it on my YouTube, which the links you can find there in chat. Okay. Slash Studio, thanks for staying on. Good to see you. Have a good night. Happy Crimson Tuesday. Okay, so I'm gonna. You can't see Cruise for Corpse yet. Don't be alarmed. I have to make sure. I have to just open up the right source. Let me find this thing. It's not this. Nope. It's not that. Okay, hold on. I will find the source. It's not this. Um it's not browser window. Okay, it's not that. It's not that. ULP. Okay, there we are. Okay, great. Okay, so I'm gonna load. I'm gonna make my captions a little bigger, and then I'm gonna load my game. I'm gonna play for about until 11:30 or so. Okay. Okay. So we actually we left off at a good spot. We left off load. Fabiani. I confirm this choice. Okay. So we left off here. We haven't talked to Father Fabiani yet. Let's see what he's been eating. Observe the plates. A good little meal. What's this? Fruit. Delicious juicy fruit. Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna look at a few things because I can't resist. Cutlery. ... Dish. Examine. Let me know if this is too loud. Please. Oh, Amberson, yes, thanks for buying Karl's amazing fix, and yeah, let us know what you think of it. This is, yeah, I think part of the reason why the animations are so smooth is because apparently they're doing some kind of vector-based artwork here. I don't really know. You use the soup bowl for soup. Oh, look at this. It's really pretty. Try something else? Okay. It's so yeah, he's really smoothly animated. The Father Fabiani is as well. Oh, it's a bit like it. I will turn down the loudness. I will make it less loud. Yeah, this game and the music is a little bit much. Okay, so Fabiani. Let's speak to Father Fabiani. Let me know, Davor, if you still find it a bit loud. Okay. Thank you for your help. Okay. Okay. I think it stopped. I think it actually stopped. I think it actually stopped when we started talking to this guy. So I will turn it up just a little bit. Yeah, I don't think there's any music happening right now. No, there isn't. Okay. Let's ask about Tom. Okay. Tom, I believe, is the Karabujan's lawyer, I think. Okay. Oh no, did we already talk to him about this? Because this seems... Yes, I do remember talking to him. Okay, we did talk to him. Yes, we've already done all this. Yeah. Okay, yeah, Father Fabiano had the most to say about Tom. Okay. So... Yes, yeah, we've already talked to Father Fabiano, so never mind. I'm going to... Thanks for his help, but I'm going to try to show him some... So here's the music again, Davor. If you... let me know how that is. Oh, we don't have any inventory anymore. Oh, because we gave him... Oh, it's locked. We gave him the note saying that he's gonna get done for gambling. Okay, sounds great. Perfect. Okay, good. Well, I do love this room, and I love the contrast between the crimson drapery and this kind of beautiful teal. But I don't really know what else I could do with this man. We confronted him about the gambling, and he seemed pretty blasé about it. Okay. But we do have we do have a map. The map's nice because it's like a fast travel thing. What is this line? What's the line that's in... Okay, I'm just seeing that line. That's an OBS line. Never mind. Okay. So, yeah, so there's a bunch of different places. There's Upper Deck. We've been to a lot of these places. Some of them we can't go to. But I don't know if we've visited just about... We haven't visited everywhere yet. We've been to the bar. We've been to the dining room. Did we go to the dining room? Maybe we didn't. Let's try the dining room. Oh, okay, never mind. I just was at the dining room. Okay, we're gonna... There's definitely a place where hopefully I can pick up some tools. Alleyway, smoking lounge, kitchen. Did we go to kitchen? Oh, can't get in, okay. Laundry room. We did go to the laundry room the first time I was playing this, but I can't remember if there was anything in there that we needed. Oh, there's a person in here now. There wasn't a person here last time. I guess because the time changed, which that's kind of a cool thing. Okay. Nothing suspicious. And when I looked through this stuff, we didn't really find anything of any import. Okay, nothing to interest us. Okay, so let's talk to this lady. So this is good because we didn't really have a chance to speak to her before. You can... Oh, you can very well see that. Never mind, we can't. But can I show you anything? No. Okay, so I've... Never mind. We can't. The map is very handy, though. Laundry room, front... What's the front hall? Were we here before? Oh, I don't actually... Oh, yeah, this is where we first came out. So I'm not gonna do that. But I'm gonna... There is one place I do have in mind to go to. Yeah, Jim Mac, good to see you. Yeah, these animations... Butler's cabin. So, yeah, let's try to go to these. We haven't been to any of these. I don't think we've been to the butler's cabin. No, can't get in. This is a gorgeous game, and I'm very fond of it. Where was the tool room? Hold. Was it the hold? Engine room. Yeah, I think engine room was the place that had the... Oh, maybe this place didn't have the tools. Okay. Accumulator. Okay, maybe I don't have any idea what to do next. Hold on. Can I take grease? Open can. No. Okay, I thought there was a place... Wasn't there a place that had a toolbox or something? I don't remember. Okay, well, seeing as time has passed, I guess I should just go back to some of these places. And I won't be shy... Oh, what's this? I won't be shy about consulting a walkthrough if I need to. So this is all the same. Yeah, I don't really think there's anything here. So this was of course, the room that we started in. This is Carbujan's office, the guy who died. But, yeah, this. Oh, yeah, so this plank is something we couldn't... We couldn't pull this. We need tools, and I don't remember where we can get the tools from. Because we've actually require a lot of tools for a lot of different things. The other plank bothers him. Yeah, we don't have anything besides a map and a clock or something. So, I have been warned that this game is tough. So, no, I just want to go. We're only going to play for a little bit tonight, but, see, he needs a bunch of different tools. I don't see any tools. And then next week, yeah, hopefully we'll have a Dan. But this door is locked. Okay. Toolbox. Toolbox? Is that a toolbox? Don't go. Don't go. Come back. Wait. Wait. This, of course, is also... This is another EGA game. Speaking of EGA games. Everything is locked. It's so discouraging. No. This is kind of great, though. I kind of feel like eventually we're going to need to like sabotage the boat so that we have more time to investigate. I'm getting that kind of a feeling, but that's just a feeling. And yeah, and actually there was someone... Oh, okay, we were just here. I feel like it's funny that there's an umbrella here. We can only see it if we walk behind it. There are some people I didn't actually talk to. Like the woman up on the top deck I didn't really talk to. So I gotta probably do some of that. But this is kind of a good review, I suppose. Oh, okay, so we... Yeah. Hey, D-Reaper90. This... Oh, you know what? Thank you for reminding me. Because this is Cruise for a Corpse, and I gotta change my... I have to change my tag. Thank you for the reminder. This is Cruise for a Corpse. It is an EGA adventure game that was made in 1991 by Delphine Software International. And I've never played it before, and it's supposed to be very hard. Which, yeah, I'm feeling a little bit stuck right now. But I'm just gonna do a quick run through all the rooms and just see if I've missed anything. Originally, this game was in VGA, but they based the... Oh, this music. They based the EGA graphics on the VGA, which is kind of... I never realized that some games actually do that. I never knew that was a thing, but apparently it is. Yeah, so can I... Oh, I can't just talk to the guy. Okay. The music, I'm not the biggest fan of the music. So there is also this projector, which is gorgeous. Examine. But yeah, we don't have the things. We need so many different... We need a spool, we need a screwdriver, we need pliers, we need a saw. We have none of these things. Oh, the guy that was here is gone now. Oh, okay. Maybe I can now turn this music off because he won't tell me to not turn it off. Okay, peace and quiet. Wonderful. Yeah, it's... Okay. Peace. I think so far the music is my least favorite part of this game. Oh. I guess this place has music in it. So the story of this game is we were invited to this cruise by someone called Mr. Karabujan, who then got murdered, and that's as far as I've gotten. Father Fabiani has a gambling problem, and he might get in trouble because of it. And people think that Karabujan's lawyer is a bit suspicious for whatever reason. There's a book here. Spiderweb. Laundry soap. I can't take any of this stuff, and I can't see most of it. Spider. Okay. Okay, and I don't think we can... Can I talk to the ship's boy? Please talk to me. Okay, no, we cannot. Okay. And this goes back to the engine room, I'm assuming? Yes, okay, so we're going to use the map to go to the upper deck and talk to that lady if we can. I don't really have anything to show people. Suzanne. There's no other. We already. Okay, so I don't remember us talking to her about this. I'm so sorry, you guys, about my very poor memory. If. No. I don't remember having this conversation with her because this is after we found. We've never seen the suitcase. Okay. Okay, so no. This is. Hector is Nikolaus's butler. Nikolaus Karabugin's butler. Various? No. Okay, I don't. I think I'm stuck. I think next time I play this, I will consult a walkthrough. Even though it's only the third time I've been playing this. Yeah, this people were asking last time if she's wearing a dress or a really long shirt. This one long line of pixels, it's hard to tell, isn't it? Yeah. I talked to her about all this stuff. Yeah. Oh, Davor, thanks for being here. Happy Crimson Tuesday. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, bye. Sailing rope. Nothing suspicious. Well, I don't know. I guess time has passed. We've managed to advance time, I think, 3 times, maybe 4 times. So, maybe some people are in some of these rooms now. Okay, maybe not in the bathroom. Oh, actually, yeah, it's fine. Oh, here, so this guy hasn't been here before. So this is the guy we're sharing the room with. This is our bedroom. That's our bed. This is Julio. So Julio is... I don't remember. I don't remember. Speak to him. I can't... Anyone remember what Julio's deal is? Okay. Tom. Tom's marriage. Tough hombre, think he likes me not. The details he doesn't know. But Tom and Rose's marriage apparently not going so great. Okay, Daphne. Daphne's boyfriend. I don't... Daphne is Karabugin... Oh, Daphne's Karabugin's daughter. And Julio is her boyfriend. Her amigo. Okay, he's got cars. Okay. So at least this is something relatively new. Oh, no, that's not me. Fabiani. He's a nice old man. Not seen the letter. I guess maybe this is... We should have talked to him when we had the letter. I wonder if it's easy to just get locked out of stuff. Delicate health. Okay. Okay, so she has an illness. Maybe we can ask Suzanne about it. 5 months. Wow, she was very sick. Okay. So we did learn at least one new thing about the situation. Strange. Various. Okay. Okay. This guy, we got something out. Maybe we'll ask Suzanne about her illness for whatever reason. And that's pretty much all I know. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna just go up to Suzanne and ask her about her awful medical issues, if we can. Although I don't know why we would. That's all I got though. Beautiful animations though. Beautiful like large animations. Okay, yes. Please let me find out about your illness. Don't pay attention to this? Oh, her confinement. Okay, she's not into it. Well, why don't we just ask everybody that we know? Although the only other person I can really reliably locate. Well, let's go to Tom and Rose's room. I don't think that we can't go here, right? Daphne won't let us. Okay, so if we go here, if we go outside of that room, maybe we can knock and she'll let us in or something. Which I can't remember. Was this the bathroom? Which one was the bathroom? Okay, so that's the bathroom. At least it's a differenter bathroom. Okay, we're gonna knock on the Carboogans. Although I don't think this is gonna help. Yeah, this door's locked. Okay, so we can't. Okay, so this is Daphne's room. So maybe I can ask Daphne. Beautiful, smooth animation. Knock. No one wants to hear about. No one wants me to visit them. Knock. Okay, so that's not a thing we can talk about. This one is Father Fabiani. I don't know who Dick Schmock is. Is he in there? No, he's not in there. I don't know who this guy is, and I don't think I've ever seen him. But this is where we found Fabiani's letter. Yes, Casino on Wheels. So we did all that before. Okay, so push. Really nice lighting here. Okay, let's use the map again. Captain's cabin. Okay, so yeah, we'll try to talk to Tom and Rose. Where is everybody? This is their cabin. Okay, no. No one answers. Captain's cabin. Actually, yeah, let's try to get into the captain's cabin too. And then after that, we're gonna try to find someone to raid. No, door's locked. Oh, these locked doors. Butler's cabin. And we tried this door, right? This was locked. And I can't even, I cannot even attempt it. So I don't know where everybody is. They're hiding. Bizarre. Alright. That looks to be... Oh, curtains. I don't want curtains. That looks to be about all the time we have for tonight. Yeah, I don't know. Let's... Oh. Why do they give me the option to try to take apart the gramophone? If it's not a thing I can do. Okay. I think next week will... well, not... I don't know about next week, but next time I play this, it'll be walkthrough time. At least for the beginning to get myself unstuck. Because I don't know where most of these people are hiding. And, I can't figure out a way to make the time pass. We found out Father Fabiani has a gambling problem. We found out that Suzanne had a medical problem for 5 months. That Hector is very devoted. Tom and Rose's marriage is on the rocks. I know some things, I suppose, but really nothing that's all that useful. Okay, we're gonna leave off. I think I want to end in a nice room. That's why I'm still wandering around. Oh, this is the room I'm not allowed in. That's the one with the lady. Okay. Okay, you know what? Let's just go in. Let's go to our room. Where's our room again? Toilet. Oh, we're Raoul. We're Raoul. Okay, let's stay in our room. And we're gonna save here. Ah, it's not the right thing. No. Okay. Save. 3. Stuck. Yes. Yes, I confirmed that I'm stuck. Okay. So, I'm going to take a look at who to raid. If anyone has any suggestions, please let me know. Okay. I'll see who I have. The first thing I usually try to do is look for the Crimson Diamond and see if anyone is streaming that. Crimson Diamond. No one playing Crimson Diamond. Nope, no one playing currently. Robot Spacer's playing Alone in the Dark 2. That could be good. What else have we got? Go on, Summer. Thank you for being here as always. Have a happy Crimson Tuesday and have a great rest of your week. Yeah, we're gonna do something next week. There will be something. If it's not a Dan, hopefully it's a Dan. If it's not a Dan, it'll be art stream with more Crucifer Corpse, where we will be unstuck. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, Judge Con asked, where did I find the EGA version of Cruise? Yes, I mentioned before, it is difficult to find this version. I was fortunate enough that someone, a nice viewer on Twitch, provided me with this version, because it is very difficult to find. Let's see what I've got here. Who can we raid? Yeah, Judge Khan. Yeah, that's why I'm really pleased to be doing the Let's Play, because there's not a lot of people playing it, really. And it's funny you mentioned that, because someone did put a comment on my first Let's Play of it and said, I'm surprised to see someone so recently playing this, because yeah, it's not that played. It's not that well done. I mean, not that well. It's not often done. See, what else have we got here? Looking for something. Looking for somewhere to go. Looking for somewhere to be. Let's see here. While we listen to this wonderful music. Let's see who to raid. This is, like I say, this is always the hardest part of the night. I have some ideas, though. I do have some ideas. Going on some Harvest Moon. Ooh. Yeah, let's take a look. Why not? Someone new. Keyglyph. Keyglyph is live with Harvest Moon. Goemon Sama says. Awesome. Let's do it. I've never played one of these. Let's do it. Let's raid Keyglyph playing Harvest Moon. Raid Keyglyph. Let's make sure that's right. Okay, great. Yes, we're on. So see you guys over at Keyglyph's Harvest Moon stream. Happy Crimson Tuesday as usual. Thank you so much for being here and for being here and watching or listening to me and Karl have our chat and getting to talk about art stuff and game stuff, and the SCI companion demo, which was really cool to see. It just makes things look so much easier when you're watching somebody else do it that knows what they're doing versus trying to figure it out on your own. So I'm kind of glad I got to see that. But yeah, see you guys next week. Enjoy the rest of your week. Good luck with it. Happy Crimson Tuesday. I don't have a raid message. Just say hello from Crimson Diamond, I suppose. Judge Khan, yeah, thank you for being here. See you next time. Alright, let's get on it. Bye for now. Let's do this raid. Do the raid. Okay. Okay, bye.